better than ever.
Was that Mike and Mike? Back and better than ever.
Who knows it?
Back and better than ever. Let us know if we need to crank up the volume a little bit. It's been a little while since we streamed.
Crank it up, fucker.
Crank up the volume, baby. Ooh, I don't remember the chat login for this one. That is no good. It is not good. It is not good at all. So welcome. We're going to talk some football and stuff. You know, back row fantasy show style, some football.
Yeah, football. It's a good thing. Good thing to talk about.
Arms going to make sure to not let me forget about the Manscaped ad. That's good.
Yeah. Good thing. Good thing not to forget about.
Absolutely. Firing up the chat for you folks that want to ask fantasy football questions.
So
what's the big deal? What is the big deal?
Just I seen this. I think Matt Bruning, former writer of the show, I believe that he
former writer
who wrote for us for a minute. I thought Bruning wrote for us for a minute.
He did for a minute.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's got more claim to fame than former writer of the show.
I know.
Matt Bruning.
I know. But
Browns fan.
He maybe it wasn't him. Somebody had posted if you were to or maybe he retweeted it. If you were to redraft this year's rookie running backs, how would you do it? And that particular person, I think, put James Robinson first. Like
crazy.
If you redrafted him right
True.
now, but it was like James Robinson, CEH, and then I think after that it went J.K. Dobbins.
It'd be like Dobbins and maybe
right.
Gibson a little bit further back down.
Now don't talk too much about anything you want in the podcast part.
Listen, I'm just...
Okay. Isovert. I love it. I'm just going to call him Isovert.
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 ISO Uzi Vert.
ISO Uzi Vert.
He's in search of Uzi Vert.
Join the show 30 seconds too late. Yeah, we were talking about you, Matty.
Yeah, totally.
He was talking about how Matthew Bruning, former writer for the Back Row Fantasy Show. I'm like, Matthew Bruning is not a former writer. Yes, he may have done it for a minute, but he's got a bigger claim to fame.
Yeah, I understand that.
So disrespectful.
But maybe it might not even been him. But I feel like it was him. Anyhow, yeah. If you redrafted this year's rookie class, how would you right now in a vacuum?
That's it.
How would you draft this year's rookie class?
I mean, for me, if it's redraft, it's James Robinson.
Okay.
And then probably DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
And then J.K. and then Jonathan Taylor, because Taylor is not going to do it for you over the second half of the season. I think J.K. could. Dynasty, give me J.K. Give me Swift. Swift is struggling right now, too. I still love Jonathan Taylor, but there's that inkling of doubt in the back of my head now.
Yeah, after watching the last night, I have a lot of doubt with him.
Indy's got a solid enough line. Jonathan Taylor should be. I mean, Jordan Wilkins is it Jordan Wilkins.
Yeah, Jordan Wilkins
and Naheem Hines, which I love. Naheem Hines, very underrated guy. He's like Gio Bernard plus.
And even Wilkins was getting goal line looks over Taylor.
Right.
Well, I mean, Taylor had a 3rd and 1, and I'm pretty sure he just ran in the back of his line.
Something's either wrong, or he's just not going to be as good as we thought, or he's going to have that, I mean, it took Ronald Jones a while to be decent.
Well, let's also clarify that there's 2 pretty damn good penetrators on the Titans too, though. So you got Clowney, you got Landry, and that both times that I seen Taylor try to take, and short, 3rd and short or 2nd and short, like it was they knifed in either in front of the tackle or in front of the tight end.
Yeah, between Jalen Brown and all those guys, too. They have a good, They have a good front.
Yeah, I mean, I can't read too much into this game, but also, what do you have? 12 yards rushing.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Jonathan Taylor just was not good. Let's talk. You know what? Let's do this on the podcast.
Okay.
Let's talk about redrafting the rookie running back class and be a little more detailed about it. And folks watching the stream, if you have questions, of course, by all means, hit us up.
Uzi, before we switch, just traded Zeke for Kenyon Drake, Brandon Cooks, and DJ Moore.
This won't be on the podcast version, but I mean,
if you
Dallas's
are trying to win,
is in the gutter. Even though Gilbert looked okay, I mean, I have no problem with that. You got yourself 3 guys you can start for 1, and Zeke's not. You can't
You can't rely on him.
You can't stack the box against a team that's going to be behind all the time.
I wanted to say I was right about Zeke, but then again, the circumstances aren't helping him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
circumstances are a big factor.
Yeah, so
The
fly just hit me in the fucking head.
Yeah.
I think a fly just
Probably
hit me
bug.
right square in between the eyes. Anyhow,
You do stink.
yeah,
I mean, that's what,
possibly. Yes, I know you're bitching about my beard oil.
not so much now. It's faded.
So for me, if you're in contention right now, congratulations for you. But if you're in contention, it's a good trade. On the flip side of it, for a dynasty, there's no way I do that. Like I would keep Zeke over them.
Yeah, Dynasty, I wouldn't do that either. But if it's redraft, which I think last time we talked to Isovert,
I feel like Uzivert, but yeah,
I think it was redraft.
I say Uzivert.
I just like Isovert. I just want to say Isovert. That's what I'm going to say. So
Gotcha.
you can't stop me.
Anyhow, and way down on Zeke rest of the season.
Yeah, but not the rest of his career, obviously.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But now, if you just said J.K. Dobbins,
good trade then.
Brandon Cooks, and DJ Moore, because we like J.K. right now. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's go ahead and start the show. Congratulations for being in the playoffs, Isovert. Again, folks, you have questions, anything like that, let us know. And I'm going to mute the mics and lead in with just me because that's just the way it should be. 1, 2, 3. Today on the Back Row Fantasy Show, we will redraft the rookie running back class and talk about Week 10 coming up now on the Back Row Fantasy Show.
Welcome to the Back Row Fantasy Show with your hosts, Jeremy Barker, Aaron Arms, and Neil Crabtree.
Hey, welcome back to the Back Row Fantasy Show. As usual, it is me and Arms to my left.
Good morning.
And Neil to my right.
Good evening.
We are here. We're back. We're ready to talk football. Even though the world is imploding and burning down as we speak, closures are happening again. Restrictions are happening again. DeWine wants to control us again. And
watch out for a turkey patrol, man. He gonna check, see if got a household of 4. You bought a turkey for 12, knocking in the door.
Gonna check that effing turkey, bro. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining the live stream. Did we live stream? We did. We did. We did. We did it remotely due to concerns about the studio being contaminated with snowflakes. COVID. Yeah. So thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about redrafting the rookie class. We're going to have a good time tonight because we need to have a good time tonight. But by all means, anyone lead us off with whatever you want to talk about. We will be answering questions coming through on the live stream. You're listening to the podcast more than likely, but if you want to join us on the live stream, we typically go live anywhere between 8:45 and 9:30 on Friday evenings. And it's a good time because not only do you get to see someone who's uglier than you, which will boost your self-esteem, you also get to listen to the podcast in real time.
Yeah, and ask us questions in real time.
And watch me alternate between Coffee Black and Yingling, which is, alternating.
I like it. Like where your head's at with this.
Yeah. So what you guys want to do? You want to start off talking about what we were talking about pre-recording, which is redrafting the rookie running back class, because obviously a lot has changed up to the past midway point of the season. Let's go at it from both aspects, dynasty and redraft. Redraft, Neil, who was your number one rookie running back redraft time when it came time to draft that sweet Yahoo team?
When it came out, and I forget, I was like, we were pretty high on Swift, weren't we? I'm trying to think.
Well, whenever after all the cards settled, I said CEH was going to be number one.
Yeah. After the draft and everything, I was on CEH's bandwagon too, even though I didn't think he was the most talented back in the class. It was volume and the offense. Yeah. I mean,
but I do think I was highest on Taylor because of the good offensive line.
Yeah, we like Taylor too. I mean, the Colts, and we talked about that line, and we were not as
Mac
high.
was already out preseason, so we knew that.
Was it preseason or was it game one?
It was game one, I believe.
I think it was game one.
Oh, man, I thought Mac was out preseason.
No, I think it was game one. But yeah, but basically we had J.K. Dobbins pretty low because he was not buried, but
Well,
the outlook of like
Theoretical, the
instant success
third
wasn't
runner.
huge. Right. DeAndre Swift, I didn't like because he was a Lions back.
yeah.
I don't trust him. So, but now things have changed. Jonathan Taylor, not doing so hot. CEH, not doing so hot. Lev Bell, not doing so hot for that matter. Don't know why CEH can't get it going. But who's the rookie running back to own? James Robinson, the guy we're leaving out. We didn't even talk about him going into the season because why would we? He wasn't on the radar at all. Like if you're in dynasty leagues, he was on the radar as a sleeper. But we were talking top 10 right before the season, and James Robinson was nowhere in the conversation there.
Yeah, and now he's got, 2 30-point games and a 20-point game.
Well, he's top 10 running back too, right?
I believe.
I'm pretty confident he's top 10, if not top 5.
Well, a lot of that came with Fournette still being there, so we didn't have a reason to say he's gonna be in the top.
Yeah. We had every reason in the world to
Number
to
4,
overlook him.
actually. Number 4. It's just slightly ahead of Ezekiel Elliott.
Wild and crazy.
And that's not just total points. He's got him by 2 full points per game.
Yeah, that James Robinson.
James
Robinson.
Just to put it in perspective how ridiculous James Robinson is performing right now, he is actually 0.65 points per game above Derrick Henry. Now, back to the point of the fact of the matter, the conversation that's going on, is he, if you drafted this class today, knowing what we know for next year, is he your number 1 rookie pick? Like, let's just say, in theory, you're in some weird thing to where there's a sophomore draft, right? Is he your number 1 sophomore running back?
I'm having a hard time getting on the James Robinson bandwagon because I feel like, listen, I draft capital shouldn't mean as much as it does, but the truth remains that it does. I worry that if Jacksonville hits big on another running back, maybe they take as a 4th or 5th round pick. Like
They have the picks too.
James Robinson looks great and all, but I just don't know. Like sometimes rookies catch lightning in a bottle. Think Steve Slayton.
Like 9 consecutive running backs for Washington.
Yeah,
It was like Fat Rob and
Alfred Morris.
Matt Kelly.
Yeah. I mean that
Everybody.
happens.
Yeah.
So
Was it Matt Kelly? No, it was
Kalen
Rob Kelly.
Balazs was
I
the talk
said-
of the town
yeah.
at one point. Now he's again with the
I
Chargers.
was talking to town there too.
Yeah,
Neil Crabtree. Yeah, Neil Crabtree.
yeah. Rookie running
Stud
back,
running
Neil
back.
Crabtree. But I mean, I have a hard time buying James Robinson long term. I just have a hard time. I want shares of him because like he could be real, he could be the truth, but I have a hard time believing it.
Like the range of outcomes for James Robinson is everywhere from Steve Slayton to Arian Foster.
Yeah,
Ironically,
Texans running
to
backs,
stick with
right.
those Texas running backs, he's so far having a great rookie season. I mean,
On a bad team,
Yeah.
no less.
So 580 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, to add another 27 receptions, 225 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the air. Like, hell of a year to start.
Is it volume based?
But
That's the question you gotta ask yourself. There's no one battling him for carries.
Definitely not.
So I mean, is it the same thing we thought CEH was going to be?
I don't know, but let me check his. I don't have his yards per carry in front of
Man,
me.
I still
I think it's fair.
Jason asks Robbie Anderson or Cooper Kupp rest of season. I don't like the Carolina Panthers trading off games between Robbie, Curtis Samuel, and
4.4.
DJ Moore. I do somewhat trust Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods to be more consistent than the guys in Carolina, so I'm gonna go Cooper
Yeah,
Kupp.
plus Cup's one of the top receivers going into this week as far as projections go.
Cup has, to me, a higher floor and a higher ceiling than Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, I agree with
Cup's
that.
more boom and bust.
Yeah. So it feels like his low weeks are 12 points versus Robbie Anderson getting 3.
Yeah.
And that's what's always been the turnoff for Robbie Anderson for me. Particularly whenever he was a Jet, it's like he's going to give you 100 yards and a touchdown, or literally nothing.
Right.
So
Cooper Kupp.
Anyways.
Cooper Kupp is literally like one boost of confidence away from performing like he did the first half of last season. Like it just, right? And Robbie Anderson's pretty good, but Christian McCaffrey's back. That's going to hurt all of them. I mean, he's questionable this week.
Yeah,
but he's mostly
I
back.
thought he's playing.
He's mostly back, and that worries me about the receiving
But that
prospects.
could help one of them. But right now, the favorite target looks like Curtis Samuel, which is likely to shift to DJ Moore soon based on the way the seasons went.
That's how it goes. You get 2 or 3 games as the guy, and then they're like, all right, next man up, even though the other guy's still here.
Yep.
Next man up. But back to the running backs. James Robinson.
4.4 yards carry, by the way. Pretty
That's
damn
solid.
respectable
That's very solid.
on a bad team.
I will say this: if we were redoing the rookie running back class for redraft, give me James Robinson. If we're redoing it for dynasty, it's J.K. Dobbins for me, because watching each one of these rookie running backs, I see the most dynamic and the most well-rounded guy that I've watched this season out of the rookie running backs is Dobbins. Like, when he gets the ball, he typically does something with it.
So
Don't know why he's not getting it more. Gus the Gummy Gator Edwards.
yeah, there's some insanity that goes on there every year. Neil, who you taking as your RB1
Redraft
in
and
this
dynasty.
coming sophomore class? So this year's rookies.
As far as the ones we were talking about,
Yeah, I mean you can if your
Yeah,
heart desires someone else.
no, I mean I'm pretty much higher on Robinson than anybody because Jags have way too many holes to fill, and I don't see running back being a top priority for them in the draft.
I agree.
I don't see much movement going on there.
I agree with you on the holes to fill, and Barker saying, well, maybe they hit someone in the 3rd or 4th round. I'm looking at it like they're probably addressing anything else in the 3rd or 4th round still.
The defensive line spots that are now open,
Yeah.
linebacking core.
Yeah, they got some rough areas. I mean,
Especially having a guy that can do what James Robinson has done. What I worry about more than the draft is the free agent class. I mean, there are guys that are going to be free agents that the Jags might look at and be like, this can be the 2 to the 1-2 punch of James Robinson and someone could step in and just perform just as well and make it really cloudy and muddy, which is what happens everywhere.
but I also look at it from why spend the money there if you got a guy who's already doing it, and let's spend the money on line.
Well, I mean, they
whatever.
don't have anyone else.
No, I get it.
They just don't. If they're going to be a good team, they're going to have to get another running back.
It's Divine Zigbo. Leave him alone.
It's not
Raquel
Divine
Armstead.
Zigbo.
I will tell you my 1-1 still. If I was redrafting today, it's CEH still. I know he hasn't been spectacular.
Wow.
Well, listen, still rookie. He's flashed more times than anyone else so far. I mean, James Robinson's been consistently good, but
I value that way more.
yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I understand that, but CH, he's flashed. He's still relevant. I mean, hell, 14 points per game, which is 4.5 behind James Robinson. But like JK, what if? Gummy Gators is who they want to continue to rely on. What if, Mark Ingram? That's
Don't get me
a
wrong.
concern.
Gus Edwards is not a bad running back.
Yeah, we're a big Gus Edwards fan, aren't we?
He's not a bad running back. He's decent.
Yeah.
So I do worry that there's always going to be the Hydra in Baltimore.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah, Hell Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
So
We're not members of Hydra.
No.
Not at all. We just said that to be funny.
yeah, and if we were, we wouldn't tell you. But probably my number 2 is I'm probably going JK. JK to me from a pure talent standpoint, and you go all the way back. Listen to the us ranking the rookies. I ranked JK number 1. I got called a homer a lot on it. Didn't care because I think that he is special.
Yeah, I agree. Once JK gets the reins, if that ever freaking happens.
Which, I mean, Baltimore's shown that's not going to happen. Hasn't happened in the past at all. When was the last time they actually had a legit guy, like just one guy? Jamal Lewis, but even Priest Holmes was available then, right?
Yeah.
They never just had one guy.
Well, I mean, hell, Mark Ingram really is the argument.
But I think that was due to lack of talent around him.
I think Mark Ingram looked good last year.
Well, I ain't saying
It's
but
like
still,
he lost a half a step this year. And
Yeah.
That's all it takes for a running back to be ineffective is
Yeah, but what
losing
I'm-
a half a step.
What I'm saying is like he was bell cowish, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were giving Gummy Gator 7 carries a game. By God, he's getting 50 yards with it though.
For folks that have just joined the live stream, Gummy Gator is our nickname for Gus Edwards. Gus the Gummy Gator Edwards. I picked that up off Ryan's toy review on YouTube.
And we just won't
Gus
let it
the
go.
Gummy
We just
Gator.
won't let it die.
Can't let it die. Real quick, what about the wide receivers? Like if we were redrafting the wide receivers, which guy are you taking first? Because that's where it gets really muddy. because you've got breakouts everywhere. You like, okay, Chase Claypool looks like a absolute future stud.
He's my runaway one.
Is he?
He's not my runaway one because Brandon Ayuk has been super consistent at just producing when he's on the field. He's over 100 points already.
It's
in
a bad
Dynasty.
I mean, I don't like the Niners at all. But when they're all healthy, I love watching their games. I love watching the running game. I love the hard running by the receivers. I love watching it.
I would probably have Claypool as
They're a
like
good team to watch.
they're
they
fun.
play football the way football should be played.
I
If
feel
that
like
makes any
Claypool's
sense.
probably like my 4.
Really? Okay.
I get
Let's
Claypool.
hear about
Then
this.
my homer pick of Higgins.
Okay, I mean I don't mind Higgins,
Higgins has been good.
but if we're talking about what they've shown me, like it's hard to argue against Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb.
Justin Jefferson's been very inconsistent.
They're fucking rookies. So is Chase Claypool.
I know, but
I mean-
we're talking redraft and dynasty, and
CD is also the product of like having 75 good pieces of talent around him at the time.
Okay, but Claypool has one ridiculous game. One. It had 4 touchdowns. And he's had a few good games.
out of those guys, CD is pacing them in points. So I mean, that's something to keep in mind too. That's on a team with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup and Ezekiel Elliott, which to me screams talent.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've Justin Jefferson's had 300-yard plus games, and he's only got 3 touchdowns. But it seems like
Yeah, Jefferson's been great. That's why this is so tough to talk about because, CD Lamb, there's a case to be made. Chase Claypool, there's a case to be made. Justin Jefferson, there's a case to be made. T. Higgins, there's a case to be made. Brandon Ayuk, there's a case to be made.
and Jerry Judy's starting to try to make a case.
Yeah, these guys are all averaging double-digit points per game. This is one hell of a rookie class, and I bet there's another one down here somewhere. Darnell Mooney is in the top 55 receiver-wise, and he's a rookie.
At least it's panning out the way they projected it to be as far as the top wide receiving class.
Yeah, Laviska's had a solid rookie year.
I love watching him too. So.
He's not in the conversation,
Yeah.
but he's had a solid rookie year. For that matter, Mooney's not in the conversation either because these other guys have done
Neither's
so much.
Ruggs, and Ruggs has flashed a minute or two.
Ruggs has flashed literally 1 minute. I hate being. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be right long term. You're with me too.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Me and you were like, yeah, Ruggs is going to be a nice asset for a team,
He's going to be a football player.
but fantasy wise, it's just not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out.
Oh, absolutely. Now, one thing I would say about CeeDee Lamb, in my biggest defense about him, yes, he's pacing everyone in points. He's been playing with dog shit and horse crap as his quarterback for like 4 weeks.
Who has?
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, he has.
Like whenever you've got.
I don't know. Gilbert looked solid.
Hold on,
I think he
Andy-
played with
hold
dog
on.
shit for like a week.
Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci. That was his quarterbacks. And Garrett
not
Gilbert.
enviable.
Like, so the Andy Dalton is the premier player out of these 3 guys in theory. Like, this is just not good. Now, he got some love. I mean, Gilbert looked tolerable, comparatively speaking, but it's not like he's a world beater.
Compared to Ben DiNucci, he is.
Well, compared to Andy Dalton, he is.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, honestly, and listen, he's a 5-star human being. Andy Dalton looked like possibly the worst quarterback to ever play football.
Yeah, he didn't look good.
He looked
He
god-awful.
should probably. He won't pack it in, but he probably should pack it in.
Even worse than
just
Nick
like
Foles?
Phillip Rivers.
Yes, no, way worse than Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is a fucking Pro Bowler compared to Andy Dalton.
Nick Foles looked like a Super Bowl champion compared to Andy Dalton.
Doesn't hurt that it's Big D Nick Foles. He needs to play in Big D.
Yeah, oh
Nick
yeah.
Foles does.
Well,
Big D Nick Foles.
all jokes aside, this is where I
I
can't
wasn't making a joke. What are you talking about?
I can't understand how Dallas has not addressed quarterback. Like, sign a free agent.
Yeah, in the NFC East, you should probably address it. But
You're-
maybe Gilbert's the guy.
You're in the freaking conversation. If you were winless, you're still in the conversation. You know what I mean? You have a
It
chance.
seems like Eagles are just going to get more healthy, so I don't see it happening anyway.
If the Eagles switch to Jalen Hurts, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you're like, maybe we'll kick the tires on Josh Rosen. Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen?
Josh Rosen's on a team.
Yeah, for nothing. What do you got to give for Josh Rosen? We're going to give you some cash consideration.
You talking about a real life trade for him?
Anybody,
He's the QB of the future. In
literally,
Tampa Bay.
freaking anybody is your option. Like, this is the worst quarterback. Once Dak went down, it's like, holy crap, these quarterbacks are bad.
I'll tell you what they could have done, and I'm not trying to get any certain way on the show. You walk right out. You offer a little bit of money to Colin Kaepernick.
I've said that already.
There you go. Like, there you go.
And by the way, if you suck, Colin, it's your fault. We see how good this team is.
Well, we've all said that Ryan Fitzpatrick makes him a playoff team.
You're absolutely right.
But the Dolphins love him.
Dolphins love having
Even
that
though they're
backup
not
plan.
playing him, they love him.
But they're not going to play him anymore. Fitzpatrick just said if they're like, hey Fitz,
Still an injury risk.
hey Fitz, the Cowboys just offered us like a fifth for you. You fuck yeah, see you later, bye. Yeah, like,
I don't know if he would.
oh, he absolutely would. This
a
dude wants
competitor, but
wants
I
to
don't-
play football, man. He doesn't want to sit there and watch Tua play.
He lives. I think his home is in Tampa, isn't it? Something like that. I think he lives in Florida, right?
Yeah, he does.
So he's going to stay around.
You
Maybe.
really think that's going to
At this point in his career, I believe
he
it.
had a home in Cincinnati and
Be
he had a home
interesting.
in Buffalo. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's going to pack up and move.
It'd be
He'll
interesting.
rent an apartment in freaking Dallas and be like, let's go. Let's go. Dallas Cowboys, NFC champs, NFC East champs,
Oh, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, absolutely.
NFC champs. Fuck it. He'll make your defense better too.
Don't hit my table. Fucking don't hit my table.
Quit hitting the table.
Skip. All right. But which one? Final verdict. Which
See-
guy? Which guy you taking first? Which guy? Which guy are you pushing your chips in for at wide receiver?
Chase. Yeah, mine's Chase.
It's Chase for me too.
See, I'm CD Lamb.
And I love CeeDee Lamb, and I very admittedly might be wrong by going Chase.
Yeah.
I want
The size.
that gargantuan upside.
I
I feel like CeeDee Lamb is going to be a perennial 1,000-yard receiver, but I want that like possibly 15 touchdown every year potential of Chase.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you. I see CD Lamb having that. I see Justin Jefferson being that guy.
I don't. I see those guys as like 7 to 10
I see
as their ceiling.
T. Higgins
touchdown-wise.
potentially being that guy.
7 to 10,
I see Jerry Jeudy potentially. Claypool,
5 to 7.
yeah, absolutely can be in that range. But I mean, to me, it goes all the way down to Brandon Ayuk, and then it kind of starts falling off a little bit. Like, I love Ayuk too,
Yeah.
and you know, we've seen about that much out of Mims. We don't know what he is yet, but he's looked fine.
He's looked pretty good.
I just want.
considering.
I just want to see more Niner games with him and Debo on the field.
That's not going to happen,
I just want to see more of those games.
Debo cannot stay healthy.
dude.
I mean, I would
Poor
definitely.
guy.
I would 100% turn into Niners game just to watch these guys run.
I don't understand. I just don't understand Debo. I wish he's just been kind of. He was a budding star. And
Yeah,
he's
Mr.
just been
Glass.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I tell you,
Chiefs faithful.
tell you what I'm not in on. Jalen Rager.
No.
Like, as high as a lot of people had it,
And I like Rager. I still think there's a lot of potential there, but I'm with you.
but we talked about this, more weapon than receiver. Like, we talked about it pre-draft. I still feel that way, and because the cupboard's bare there, guys.
He's
He's still not, looking like a star. And I know it's one game, but three catches.
I really like
Come on, man.
really like my big guys. I like
Yeah.
the big body receiver with the long wingspan and the ups. That potential is tantalizing. Whereas Jalen Rager and Henry Ruggs, it's like, yeah, they're going to go off a game here or there, but man, it's going to be so much Deshaun Jackson bullshit to deal with.
And maybe they're better than Deshaun. Maybe they're more. Maybe they're more Tyreek than Deshaun.
Deshaun Jackson has had a hell of a career, so I don't even want to say that.
I think both of them could absolutely be better than Deshaun long term.
I think their ceilings are Deshaun.
Yeah, no, I think their ceilings are Tyreekish, but I feel like they fall somewhere between Deshaun and Tyreek.
I don't think.
I don't think
that
First
at
off, I
all.
don't think Deshaun has ever been that guy that you had to have in fantasy.
I
So
think
let's
there
keep that
was
in mind.
moments.
I even liked him during the time of Redskins.
But
Yeah.
but he was
Him
never.
and Pierre Garcon.
Yeah.
He was a weak winner, but also a weak loser.
Well, he's always been that guy.
Speaking of Rager, trying to do a quick rebuild, unfortunately traded Hopkins for Galladay Rager. Oh, fuck, Bruning. 2021 1 and 2. Well,
if you're rebuilding, I don't mind that.
I love Kenny Galladay. That's okay in a rebuild. I really love Galladay, and Rager still has potential. Then you got a 1 and 2.
I would have probably done it for Galladay and a 1.
Hopkins isn't the far and away number 1 wide receiver this year either, so that's fine.
And Kenny G can very well get to top 5 to 7 for him.
Yeah, Kenny G's good.
When he's healthy.
Kenny G's real good. Shall we talk about Week 10, Brain?
Is there a Week 10?
I think it's Week 10, right?
Oh, I don't know.
We've made it. We've made it this far. Like COVID is picking back up, but we've made it.
By the way, how'd y'all do last week?
The one league I care the most about, I lost by 2 points to Neil. And
That'll have a week too, man. It's just...
and the other leagues that I somewhat care about, I won. Like I win in the leagues that I'm like, yeah, okay. Cool.
Austrino.
What is it?
Austrino. No, I Austin Brill. So I was 2-1. I'm sorry.
So I went 6-1. But,
oh boy, here we go.
No, what I'm saying is, it's ridiculous. Some of the leagues, the red zone, I'm winning the red zone, and I have no business winning games in the red zone. My team is so bad, but I'm 5-4. I'm literally ruining my own draft pick without trying.
This is funny. NBA rigged. Thanks for watching. He says, "What's up?" We just talked about this. How would you rank these rookie wide receivers from your eye test based on purely talent, not related to fantasy? Ayuk, Rager, Ruggs, Jefferson, Judy. I've got to go. I'll go with Arms here because he left out a couple big ones. Jefferson, and then Judy and Ayuk are kind of tied for me.
I think I go Ayuk over Judy right now.
We love Judy going in.
I know, still have a lot of faith right now,
I like Ayuk.
I think it's Ayuk over Judy right at this moment.
The B League asks, "Who did you lose to in the Brill, Neil?"
I'm tired of losing to him.
Guessing it's Dan.
He had to get me back for last year. So.
Back bandits.
Anyways, I'm gonna go Jefferson, Ayuk, Judy, Ruggs, Rager, and that's just there's nothing on Rager right now. There's such limited tape.
I think I might want Rager over Ruggs because Ruggs has at least been on the field and not done anything.
He's at least
give me Rager over Ruggs.
He missed like 4 games too.
I know, but
it's like one of them's missed 3 games, one of them's missed 4.
More than
Jeremy's like he's at least been out there to show me he can do nothing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ruggs had a
Hey, we got a trade in the Red Zone League. It's always fun to talk about a trade. Mike Evans dealt with a 4th rounder for Darius Slayton and a 1st. My God, give me that Slayton and 1st side all day long.
I don't know. I've lost faith in Slayton coming from a guy.
I've lost faith in Evans. Not him particularly, but Tom Brady with Evans.
You know, the thing is, like, Giants should have at least 2 more wins. It makes me fucking. I'm not even a fan of it. It makes me mad. So either way,
that's a fun trade, though. That's a fun trade. Thank you, Dan. It feels good for us to all 3 be in the booth again. Booth? Is this a booth?
Yes,
it looks like this is?
So sorry, I'd pulled up to look at the schedule here, and DeAndre Hopkins is making the argument that wide receivers should get yards counted for defensive pass interference.
If you're going to move the ball up that far, I kind of agree with him.
Why? They didn't catch the ball.
I know, but there's yardage being earned.
But it literally would ruin every stat previously in history.
I'm not making a hard argument for it. I'm saying I can see his point of view.
I still think it's absurd because I think the college rule is so much better.
The 15
yards is much better than 47-yard penalties.
I agree with that because it is quite bullshit that you take a 60-yard shot down the field and like, oh, yep. I
either
have to interfere or he's got a touchdown. It's like
okay, well, to me that's pretty damn fair. Like you just pass interfered, like it was going to be a touchdown, but you grabbed his arms and pulled him down. Yes, give him the 60 yards.
15 yards, 60. Not 60.
Every yard, at the moment of the PI, that's where you get.
It's too game changing, too game flipping.
Anyways, my point, it should be. So you just fucking cheat? It's like, I'm just going to cheat because there's really no penalty for it. No, put him on the 1, and then Pete Carroll it and throw an interception. Anyway, but no, like I disagree with giving the yardage to the wide receiver, because how would you do that for fantasy? You'd have a wide receiver that has no catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Henry
Give me freaking
Ruggs would finally be good.
It's like the argument.
So what you're saying is their pass interference is the only reason he's not successful. Thank you.
It's like them taking away the yak for quarterbacks. Also, that's also the new argument.
Yeah.
Because I saw the Dinkin and Dunkers won't get all these nice numbers.
So Tom Brady's going to be dog shit.
Him, Breeze, yeah.
Breeze will be trash. Derek Carr will throw for about 7 yards a game instead of 75.
I was gonna say Bridgewater he probably had negative yards.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Neil on this one. A 15-yard penalty would erase the concern for giving the receiver yardage, and it would just fix the whole. If it becomes an issue, it'll just fix the whole thing.
We could just leave it as is.
Man, it is kind
Why
of
change
shitty.
it? Why change it? All right,
For the good of the game.
So, hear me out.
How many times have you seen a win happen because they get in field goal range because of pass interference? I know that that's on the defender for doing that.
It's absolutely on the defender. Play the game better. Be better at football.
But I mean,
Tell it to the Saints. You know what I mean?
you have to put in. You have to add in the
There was no
factor.
call though, Neil. It wouldn't have made a difference whether it's 15 yards or 60.
You have to add
on
in
that,
the factor.
on that one, but like there's a lot of occasions where it happens. It's bullshit. It's like that for it to change the game at 60 or 70 yards. You know what I mean? That's absurd.
But okay. So on the exact flip side, you are neck and neck, and you've got a leg on or a step on a guy. All he's got to do is wrap you up as time's expiring.
Yeah, but
15-yard penalty.
It's not like it's always time expiring. It's like a minute on the clock, a minute and a half. Think of it this way. But there's no proof that the wide receiver would have even caught the ball. So how about you give them 15 yards instead of giving them the whole damn thing? Like, because we don't know if he actually would have caught it. It's kind of unfair to give him the whole thing. Let's have a compromise, and that's 15 yards.
I don't know, man. The game's been played this way for so long. I guess what bothers me
Other rules have changed.
is how are you going to feel whenever somebody breaks Jerry Rice's receiving record, but actually only caught 8,000 yards worth of the damn balls?
I'm not saying I want to give them the yardage. I'm saying just 15-yard penalty for pass interference.
Right.
I'm not talking about that
Gotcha.
anymore. Please try to pay attention.
Gotcha.
You still smell weird.
Fuck off, Barker. No, I'm just that's the one thing is like thinking about records is what's killing me.
Yeah. I'm kind of. I see his point of view, but I wouldn't make an argument.
Okay,
for
so
it
let's
because
say-
you should actually catch the ball
Let's say if there's
because you can decline that pass interference if you catch the ball
yeah,
and give him the yardage. I mean, there's
true. But so let's say time expires, right? As time's expired, there's a pass interference penalty. 15 yards replayed down, right? 15 yards first down, and you get a free play, right? Pass interference again, 15 yards replay. Why do you keep making the offense have to do the same thing? You know what I mean? It's like this other team is just like they've got no time. Eventually, it's just not going to be a pass interference, or eventually they're going to overthrow it. How's that fair to the offense?
that's point two.
Do you see it happening in college? You don't, do you?
What if the
College tends to gravitate towards the pro rule. The pros don't tend to gravitate towards the college rules.
really funky? But what if it's the 15-yard rule until the fourth quarter?
Or last 2 minutes.
Get real XFL on it.
We could just do
Last 2 minutes, yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay. Compromise. Me and you just made one.
There we go. NFL, are you listening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously they are.
why-
We know that. Never
Why,
mind.
why have they not hired us yet? I don't understand this.
Because they get free advice like this from the podcast.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently the whole league listens to us, and that's where the rule changes come from. Should we start talking games?
Sure.
Texans and Browns. We already saw the Colts and Titans. I'm very surprised that the Titans, there's something going on there. They're not looking as good as they did early.
It's not
early
that,
on.
but like for those that watch the game, the backbreaking special teams, that's what killed it. The block punt, the miss, then the shank punt, all back to back. That's what killed them.
Okay.
It was a big flip because I went from the shank punt, which gave Colts back the ball at the 30-yard line. Of course, Colts scored. Then Titans, of course, had to punt again. Then it got blocked and just ran right in. So that's a big swing of points right there. So Titans kind of got in a spot where they couldn't run Henry at all. So when you get down 17 points due to the special teams, that's why it just killed the game for him.
Yeah, but Tannehill was able to kind of make things happen whether they needed Derrick Henry or not. And I'm just the Titans are one of those teams that I expect to make a better game out of this. I know every team has their off weeks, but it's like the Titans just haven't quite looked the same to me in recent weeks. But Texans, Browns, this is a tough one. I don't know who's going to win the game because both teams are just hot and cold.
One of them's been a hell of a lot hotter than the other one has.
The Browns have.
I was looking at the spread. I was trying to look at the spread. It's 3.5, which
3.5 for a 5-3 team versus a 2-6 team is ludicrous, isn't it?
It is a little
like
bit.
in theory.
But I mean, Deshaun Watson he's able to keep him in games sometimes. Is Baker healthy? I know he was on the COVID list. I feel like he's healthy now.
I think he is, and Nick Chubb might be back this game.
Nick Chubb is a possibility.
It's to be determined. He's
And
hit
they need him.
all the necessary milestones. So far, I mean, averaging 5.9 yards a carry on the season, and then he gets hurt. So I'm gonna look at Baker's status.
It's so funny that with Chubb coming back, it makes Hunt better.
It really does.
It's like not being the solo guy, he's actually getting improvement.
Mayfield has been activated.
Okay.
But talk about hot and cold. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Mayfield's been the definition.
He's
of
got
hot and
moments, but
I mean, I know there's Brown fans out there, but who actually wants to watch this game? Does anybody want to watch it?
cold. No.
no.
I love Deshaun Watson too. I still can't watch it.
My old
If
boss,
that's-
Andy Rosenbeck, is going to watch the game because he's confident the Browns are going to win.
If-
That's who.
If that is the only game available to me, I will turn on Pluto and watch American Gladiators all day. That's what I would do.
Oh, well, to be fair, if your other option is Philly, New York.
I'd watch New York.
Philly,
Nah.
New York.
Is it bad not watching almost every Giants game?
Hey,
Yes, that's horrible.
Every single game in the NFC East has playoff implications.
And they play each other hard.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you give me that game all day long. Is there anybody fantasy wise? Duke Johnson is a nice.
I'm happy he's playing this week because I can use him, and I'm happy he's going to get a shot too.
Yeah, I mean that's a guy.
I love Duke Johnson. I'm a big fan of Duke ever since Miami.
I like Duke Johnson too. I mean, I think when he's gotten the opportunity and gotten the ball handed to him, he performs.
Plus, our boy Fuller, like we've all said, once he's healthy, he's always a stud.
Dude, he's so ridiculous when he's healthy, man. Like, it's like whether it's 5 or 9 catches, but it's 100+ yards and a touchdown or two anytime he's healthy.
Apparently, I play Bruning in a league. Which league do we have a matchup in? I'm guessing the Brill. But yeah, Duke Johnson, Rashard Higgins. What's going on with Jarvis Landry? I wouldn't feel comfortable starting Jarvis Landry on my worst fantasy team right now.
To be honest with
happened?
you, he would be an absolute stud on my worst fantasy team.
Well, what happened?
He's a wide receiver 4 on most of my teams.
Yeah, and that's with what Marquez Valdez Scantling on your roster. You're still going. You're going. Nah, I don't know if I should play Landry this week.
You like Tim Patrick? Hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Fuck, I'd start Tim Patrick over half the league.
Herbert versus Tua. That's what Bruning was talking about. Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
That's
about
gonna be
that
good. I'm actually really excited for that.
Dude, Herbert has looked great. I'll give you that.
So
he has looked great.
Nick Chubb, if he's active, auto start, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you have to start
Against
him.
Texans, absolutely.
All right, I mean, Texans, they've third highest points per game allowed to running backs.
Yep.
Now, that's as a position, not individually, but he's going to get his, right? Like,
Yeah.
Do you think they're...
I think they both get theirs.
My concern
he's
is the
in there,
pitch
yes.
count. I mean, you got to be concerned. Just
Get-
coming off IR.
If he's going to get 10 to 12 carries, I still want to put Chubb in.
Okay, you got to believe he's getting the goal line. I mean, Hunt's just not been as what we thought he was going to be.
He hasn't been as effective at the goal line, though.
No,
So-
he is not. Chubb will be playing practice Thursday without the brace. I saw that, but I still saw there was a possibility he'd be out. Anybody else in this game you like fantasy wise? I really love Hunter Bryant. I love that guy. I loved him going into the season. I had him ranked pretty high on my rookie tight end list. I literally I wish they wouldn't have signed Austin Hooper. Hunter Bryant would be an absolute top 10 tight end.
Why does it
if
feel
that
like there's
didn't
like 6 players named Hunter Bryant?
happen. It certainly does. I think is it Harrison
Bryant? Yeah,
that's
so you're
why,
thinking of-
because I named the wrong fucking player.
No, I'm saying there's like so many people with that
Because it's
similar
like
name.
generic first and last name.
Right.
Yeah.
Hunter Bryant.
I think Myles Garrett's going to absolutely freaking have a monstrous game.
Didn't Hunter Bryant have a laptop with some sensitive information on it? Is that who? Hunter Bryant?
I don't know.
That was?
I don't know what you're talking about. If this is an inside joke, I don't get it.
I was talking about the president-elect's son, Hunter Bryant.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
Having a
Okay, Hunter
laptop.
Biden. Yeah, gotcha.
Right over
Yeah,
your heads.
yeah,
But yeah, but-
way over
but-
my head.
but
I was
yeah,
thinking Edward Snowden. I'm like, yeah, sure.
You mean Edward Snowflake?
Yeah. Anyways,
But Myles Garrett's a stud, and of course he's going to continue to be a stud.
well, but this could
Indeed.
be a ridiculous game for him. I mean, it probably like a potentially 3-sack game.
Hunter Bryant tied in for Detroit. That's why I was thinking
That's
of
what I'm
that.
saying, so many people.
What's the chances Harrison and Hunter Bryant?
But
Are they related, Bruni?
anyways, nobody gets sacked
Right.
quite as much as Watson.
No.
I mean, he's mobile, but I mean, their line just isn't that good, and man, he just
I mean,
he
it seems
goes
like,
down.
as much as I love Watson, I'm like one of the biggest apologists for him. But it's like
we know.
his numbers aren't that great. I mean, yeah, he does well, but it's like it's always like the completion percentage is always like it's not the greatest, man.
I don't own Deshaun Watson in any leagues.
I've never
it's
have.
not- I just
I mean, I love him to death, but it's like every time I see it, it's always like 19 for 36 or something like crazy. It's like it's always
Yeah.
like never tight. It's never a 20 for 28 or something like that.
he's just not a guy that I think about trading for.
The price on him is too high based on the perception of
Well,
who
he's
he
also
is.
getting paid a shit ton now too. So but-
Yeah.
which I'm happy for him. But-
And he's good. I mean, he's
yeah,
good.
he's very good, but it's like
It's not like they're going to look to trade him or anything.
Yeah,
It's just, I don't want him on my fantasy.
I want the
team.
team to be. I want the stat to be just a little better. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
far as the
You want those attempts to be a little closer to the completion.
yes, I want the gap a little smaller.
Yeah, it's a.
That's what we all want, Neil.
Yeah.
That is what we all want.
exactly. 100% agree with you.
Yes, a little smaller gap. That's the dream. That is the dream.
So I mean, obviously, you know, you play your studs. You move to you've got to
Play your studs in those smaller gaps that we're
Yeah,
talking about.
well, I mean,
All the injury prone receivers.
Fuller in theory is like he's a must start now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
He's borderline one and everything. I love
Yeah.
him.
So
He's good. Imagine what he would have done in Green Bay. My God. Washington
nothing
and
is what he would have
Detroit.
freaking done. Their number 2 always sucks.
Washington, Detroit.
Still-
Obviously, Terry McLaurin is a must start. He has been all year.
He's
Target
been
shares
he's
out of
been
this world.
insane. Like he's crazy, man. He's overperformed.
He's just good. No matter who the quarterback is.
It's the awesome
he's
logo.
good.
It's the best team name and the best logo in all sports.
I don't disagree at all. The Washington football team is just classic. Classic. The Lions. Who we playing at running back?
Swift.
I know. I mean, he's on the downtrend again. He hasn't been doing
I'm
much
sorry,
with the
but
opportunities.
they're going to be so far ahead in this game.
I don't see that. I see it
that
being a
either.
tight game.
Washington's been formidable.
The line is not
They're-
great, and they're going to be getting killed by the Washington defense. So
Listen, it's
I'm
already.
calling this game for Washington.
Rivera literally already said,
Riverboat Ron.
"Yeah, there's a chance Dwayne gets his chance again against Detroit." Like
Adams played good last week.
Yeah, but he doesn't. His own coach doesn't have that much faith in him. Like I just feel like this is going. They're fully aware it's probably going to be a blowout.
I see it being really close.
It is not going to be a blowout.
I think Washington wins this
what,
game.
I don't know.
What Detroit Lions have you been watching?
What freaking Washington Redskins have you been watching?
There is
I
none of
watched
them.
zero.
I watched the football team play.
I think Washington's going to
You're
perform
right.
well. I think Gibson's going to get his. I think McLaurin's going to blow him up.
McLaurin's going to get his. McLaurin's going to have 15 points. You know what I mean? He's always going to be a productive receiver. I mean, Gibson has been formidable, not great. But I just feel like there's, man, I don't know. I think Detroit ends up possibly triple digiting.
Were you aware that
three scored?
Washington?
Excuse, not triple digit.
Were you aware that Washington is the number 2 team in the NFC East? Look at this! Look at this scary Terry image for Friday
It's
the
awesome.
13th. How
I
awesome
love
is
that. I love that.
Love him.
I pray they get Watson. I mean, not Watson, but I pray they get my boy Sunshine. I hope they're bad enough to get him. I mean, obviously I want Patriots to get him first, but
They're pushing up on it. You know, what I
well, Patriots aren't doing much better, but they didn't help their cause on Monday. But
mean? They lose to the Jets.
they didn't play very good against them, but they did win.
They won.
Yeah, they won.
I'm gonna give you a sleeper.
And I did say, he even said that Jets would play Patriots tough, and of course they did.
Dude, I've had Jets players across the board in DraftKings. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why?
Patriots.
Perryman, bud, Perryman.
Oh, dude, I won money on it. It wasn't big money, but hell, I was.
When Perryman plays, he's okay.
And so yeah, you're absolutely right. Basically, I missed one player, but it was the difference between $4,000 and $15. Like it was like what the hell just happened? Like one player off, and it wasn't even my captain. I had Perryman. I'm like, whatever.
I'm gonna give you a
That's this
sleeper in this game, and he operated as the number 2 wide receiver last week, Cam Sims on Washington.
Yep.
Like he didn't catch that many balls, but I mean he caught 4 for like 110.
It seems like I actually punished myself by watching all these NFC East games. I mean, I like watching Washington because that may be the team I root for next year because of Sunshine being there.
Right.
I'm like getting an early start on them.
I'll just be honest with you. It looks like Barker's division in the EFC. You know, just a bunch of hot garbage.
Ragtags.
Just all bad. Every other division's got like, 2 6-3 teams. Barker's like edging everybody out with 5 or blowing everybody out with 5 and 4.
Now there's a 4 and 5 team behind me. I mean, I'm rolling Wayne Gallman out week to week, baby. I mean, that's the status of that.
It seems like we talk about this a lot. Like my old thing is like I'm tired of seeing the same shitty teams do shitty.
Yeah.
And
it's starting to change.
Yeah, but the Lions, man, it's like when's it going to happen, man? Their talent, the way that the team performs is never consistent. The fantasy players are never consistent outside of Calvin. It's like it never happens.
That's been how many years? It's been 4 years.
Have we ever heard anyone say like my pick for the Super Bowl from the NFC this year is the Detroit Lions, and let me tell you why that doesn't happen.
But the thing is, like most of the time, they have a 10-6 worthy team at least.
How many years you got a Lions hoodie on?
How many years is Calvin been on?
It's been a while.
3 or 4.
It's been a lot longer than that.
I feel like it's been more than 4.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Man, why do I feel like it? I feel like it's 4 because he should be in the Hall of Fame if it's more than 4.
I don't know, Sam, but it's just I'm just sick of it, man. Like, no, and the thing is that their template's not changing.
2015.
Yeah. So he's Hall of Fame eligible.
Yeah.
First ballot?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I want some change there. It just something's got to give with them eventually.
Well, I mean, if we take what they have as a whole on their offensive skill players, it's pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. They're hurting on the defensive side and stuff like that, but they have the talent.
Like their quarterback, up till last year.
Quarterback's a big issue. I mean, that's just.
I know, but until last year, he's like a top 7-8 guy every freaking year in production.
I was talking about Washington. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this game and thinking about both sides. And I'm like, man, if Washington just had a good quarterback, this team
because their defense is gross, man.
They would not.
I want to
be
play for that
2-6.
defense.
They actually have a lot of talent, man. I don't think you can make that squad.
Hey, the defensive backfield could, not the front, but the defensive backfield could.
But man, but anyways, so running back, I feel like they've got the answer there now. I feel like with a healthy Kenny G, like their wide receiving course for him to watch.
They're still not using TJ properly either, so I don't know.
Yeah, TJ's like a top 4 right now at production.
He should be higher. That's the thing.
Higher than top 4. How much higher can you freaking get? You have Darren Waller, George Kittle, which is now on IR, and Travis Kelce above him. How much better do you want him to be?
George Kittle's like Derrick Henry at tight end. He just manhandles people and all that.
He's just such a badass.
Let's get away from this game. I'm tired of looking at it.
Buccaneers and Panthers. Is Tom Brady going to come back and do anything? Or
Go Panthers.
Is Tom Brady going to just suck?
Tom Brady is going to do pretty well.
No, go Panthers.
I don't know. This is a tough game to call. What my biggest question about the game is running back. Is it going to be Ronald Jones? Is it going to be Fournette?
It's 6 points too.
I mean, is Antonio Brown going to do anything like the Bruce Arians wants to scale back his touches already? Why?
Is that smoke and mirrors?
Why? Yeah. Why do you want to scale back Antonio's touches already? That doesn't make any sense. Why did you give him so many on his first game back? Like I thought you eased guys in, not like played the shit out of him and then like, we're going
the things I really do agree with like McAfee and those guys are saying is that you need to feed Evans way more than he's getting. Not these 4 targets and 6 targets. You got to feed the dude.
Brady's not the guy to do it. That's,
Yes,
that's the problem.
They all say it's a part of a system. It's like if you're at the right spot, at the right time, and all that stuff. I understand that, but still, it's like that dude's. That's crazy, man. That'd be like saying that if Calvin Johnson was in that system, he's not gonna be getting the balls because it doesn't fit what they're doing at the current play.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. They're doing better as a team.
Yeah,
but their best weapons just aren't being utilized.
yeah. It's like you're not using DK or something like that. Like it's like you're not going to use DK because it's not the current formula.
Right.
It's like that's stupid to me because let DK go and win the ball. Let Mike Evans win the ball.
Well, here's another thing: they don't look as good without giving Ronald Jones the ball.
Right.
They just don't. Like whether you look at the stats and think, believe it or not, Ronald Jones was helping this team win games.
Well, the play action for one.
Yeah.
Giving Brady some time.
No one's afraid of Leonard Fournette. I'm not saying they're afraid of Ronald Jones, but Ronald Jones could bust one. Leonard Fournette's not going to bust one. Like there's
The only thing he's going to bust is his knee.
his ankle. Bust his ankle up. And maybe, he looks like a boxer. He should be boxing.
I will tell you, in this game, there's not a single running back I'd be confident in playing on either side.
Mike Davis?
Yeah, Davis.
No.
Davis gonna get his.
No.
Yeah, I'd play Mike Davis.
I wouldn't.
No worries. He's going to catch the ball in its volume.
I love Davis. I love Samuel.
Man, Tampa
Yeah, I
Bay,
love Curtis Samuel in
but
this
Tampa
one.
Bay's
I
really freaking good against the run.
I traded for Samuel recently, and that's like been one of the best deals I've done in a long time because he's been nuts for me.
Didn't they give it up last week against the run? The Bucks?
Who did play last week?
They got
They
destroyed
got
by Kamara.
destroyed.
It's freaking Alvin Kamara. Jesus criminy.
The offensive MVP so far this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike, you don't think you're
he's-
saying Mike Davis is nowhere close to Kamara? Is that what you're trying to say?
Carolina Mike is nowhere near Alvin Kamara. Yes, I'm saying that. If they had
Fantasy
CMC,
wise?
I don't think,
real
I
life-
don't think,
real
I don't think
life-wise.
anybody's really that close to Kamara fantasy wise. I'm pretty sure there's a chasm.
It's caused the reception points, obviously, but
Yeah, well, listen. All I'm saying is I'm not confident in any running back in this game, either side. Actually,
I like Mike D.
I like Mike D as well.
okay.
Anybody else on this team you like? Scotty Miller apparently back in.
Dalvin, by the way, finally
fold.
pulled into relevance.
Well,
Who?
Dalvin's
he's
within 10 points of Kamara.
he's in MVP conversation also for offense because he's been absurd when he's been playing.
Henry's 50 points behind.
Yeah. Well,
Dalvin's destroying people.
we literally were talking about Dalvin's big game. You're like, when's he going to do that again? Next week he goes
I'll show you.
190 and 2. He's like, don't you fuck with me, Aaron Arms.
I think he was 205.
I'll show you, motherfucker.
He's okay at football.
I mean, yeah,
I know.
I mean,
I've never been that big Dalvin guy.
I would normally watch it.
like
Yeah,
him.
I would normally watch this game. I think I'm actually gonna watch the Eagles and Giants over this one.
Yeah, I don't like
Go
watching.
G man, huh?
I don't. There's something about the Panthers and the Bucks that I just don't care to.
Well,
watch.
when McCaffrey's playing, I like watching him because he's electric to watch. I do like
Absolutely.
that.
I don't mind watching because I love seeing Curtis Samuel.
I love watching him. I'm not a
I like
Buckeye guy
Curtis
either.
Samuel. too.
Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, I don't think he's got any fantasy relevance. You were talking about Curtis Samuel a
He
second
has
ago.
fancy relevance. It's just switching off.
No, I'm saying I think right now and until further notice, Curtis Samuel is the receiver to own.
I want as many.
okay.
I want as many shares as I possibly can of Samuel.
Me too.
Yeah.
because they're still not that expensive.
Barker's out here trying to trade me Thielen for Curtis Samuel and Manny Sanders. I'm like, dude, listen, I wouldn't have done it even for Samuel.
We can't. We'll get
just couldn't do it.
We'll get to Thielen later, so we'll talk about him later.
Yeah, definitely. Eagles Giants.
I watch it because I watch the Giants because I'm like rooting for them because I want them to. Cause I want to see them do good because they're actually. I think their defense is playing pretty damn stellar.
I really, and I may just sound ridiculous, and it may be because I own him in the league of record, and I have been starting him, which I've got a lot of running backs in that league, but nobody stands out. I've got like Kenyon Drake and Wayne Gallman.
I want Goldman for you so bad, but I don't know what to offer right now.
Well, I
Plus
got
they're using
an
him.
offer today, $2, and I was like, no,
I'd give you way more than that.
no,
so.
I'm not giving.
I'll give you $4.
I'm starting this guy.
I know.
That's the only reason why I can't make a decent offer because like he's a starting running back for you. I can't give you like a third or something. You know what I mean? Because like you're actually needing him.
Now, to be fair, he's a starting running back for me because of injury.
Right.
I mean, I've got Drake. I've got LaMichael Pirines supposed to be the guy, or I've got Ronald Jones, but you don't know whether to trust him.
Is that-
I've
is
got
that-
Damian Harris, but he's hurt.
It's like we talked about last
Justin
week.
Jackson, but he's hurt.
Always stay away from P. Ryans. He had P. Ryans and everyone treat you well.
I still like LaMichael.
Samaje P. Ryan too.
Samaje got in the end zone recently.
Yeah, get off Samaje's
Anyways,
nuts. Bro.
I feel like Wayne Gallman's actually gonna.
I love
feel
Wayne
like
Gallman, man.
He's been playing pretty well, but I feel like he's going to get 100-yard game.
Yeah, Gallman's probably my third favorite Tiger of all time.
As long as Alfred Morris doesn't ruin the party, which is nuts. As long as
Get
Alfred
rid of him.
Morris,
I don't want to see Alfred Morris anywhere. I'm sick of him, man.
I kind of like it.
It was like just random players like Alfred Morris, Deion Lewis. You're like,
I mean,
if
like
it's like Wayne Gallman and a bunch of people that retired 5 years ago. What the hell? What is going on there? It's like, hey,
Yeah, Arian Foster's next.
is Elijah Penny still on this team? Like, what? Why?
Elijah Penny. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he is too. You just look at it, you're like, all right, so, man, the cupboard's pretty freaking bare after Saquon.
there has to be better talent out there available than Alfred Morris.
I think it's laughable that they're like, oh man, Freeman, Devonta Freeman. They're like, well, Wayne Gallman's going to get a chance, even though Devonta Freeman was really the guy there. And I'm like, well, was he? He was playing okay, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing any better than Gallman.
I love Gallman. I love what Deion Lewis has done for the Titans and the Patriots, of course. I love watching him and his PPR ability.
Yeah.
And he stopped by being
He's-
cute.
He's a solid running back.
It's just keep it these two guys. I don't care about any like other 75 dudes and walkers.
I just got to know how they don't pick up the phone and call Lev Bell whenever he's available.
They don't need to.
Yeah, but they're in the
really looking increasingly likely that Lev Bell's just done.
No, I agree, but kick the tires on the guy.
I think that's too much. I think that's too costly of a band-aid for him because
I agree.
Because I think they're already a very solid team. I mean, I ain't just I ain't trying to make Dan's team look better or anything like that. But I also think the Giants are actually pretty solid. They're in all these games that are very winnable. Besides, like Jones is like really shitty turnovers, man.
Are you guys going to be pissed whenever I win that Washington wins the NFC East bet with like a 6-10 record?
Because I mean, other than the Patriots, I really do want Washington to have Lawrence. I really want him to be a Washington football teamer. I want that to happen.
Yeah. You bring him into relevance.
Why?
It's a Washington football team. Man.
For one, it would actually give them a legit star quarterback that they've legitimately never had.
Can we just all admit that the Washington football team is America's team?
It is. Wait,
Can we just admit?
It's close to the colors.
Yeah. Can we just admit that it's America's team?
Yep, let's go.
No, I mean, no.
The football team.
Go team.
Go team.
If it was
Is this a logo? Is that their symbol?
if it was the Washington team of football, just the WTFs.
The RZA, the Jizza, Inspector Deck, and old dirty bastard.
If it was
Washington football
listen,
team.
if they put that on their helmet, they're my NFC team.
You can tell me Lawrence to
Give me
they're my NFC
the
team
Wu Tang.
yeah, but Lawrence to McLaurin, man, that'd be
Yeah. And they draft another
hey,
guy.
even Justin Fields and McLaurin. You wouldn't want to see that?
Can we say something though? Is McLaurin quarterback proof?
Yes.
Yeah, easily.
Like there's been like two guys that have been quarterback proof in the past 5 or 6 years, and
Yeah.
like DeAndre Hopkins is one of them. But McLaurin looks totally quarterback proof. Like you got dog shit throwing you the ball, and you're still going to be a 1,200-yard receiver.
I don't even remember how I got McLaurin. I traded Nick Chubb for McLaurin and someone. And I'm really happy because I probably would have. I love McLaurin so much, and the confidence I have in him as a starting receiver, I probably would do Nick Chubb straight up for him still. Man, I'm that high on
Yes,
McLaurin.
I agree.
I need to go check because I traded McLaurin. I can't remember what I got out of him.
Well, me and you did that McLaurin trade in red zone, which still going to pan out for both of us.
Yeah, what did we trade?
I gave you Barkley and a 1 for like Kareem Hunt and McLaurin.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Because
That was recent.
yeah, because I remember it was probably 3 weeks ago.
He been killing. Like I said, the Kareem Hunt thing's been killing me, but still, I still have a top tier wide receiver, and you'll end up getting a top tier running back later. So
Yeah, it was a good trade. I just remember getting like 27 trade offers from the same guy, and it was always for McLaurin. I'm like, you have nothing on your team of value, man. I don't want any player you have. It's like, I'll give you this trash can and a fourth for McLaurin. I'm like,
this is literally maybe like 4 guys I take ahead of him.
ahead of McLaurin?
It's like maybe four. I would probably take.
I'm kind of with Neil, to be honest with you.
I would take maybe like DK, something like that. You know what I mean? There's like,
I don't know
All
if
right,
I'd take DK over
yeah,
McLaurin.
DK is even close.
What? You wouldn't take DK Metcalf over Terry McLaurin?
I don't know. I like
Terry gets his targets, man. He's out the 3 for 60 yards and a touchdown. He's like
McLaurin is just so consistent.
well rounded. He's like, not like last week, but he is like a way better Tyler Lockett.
But Tyler Lockett has,
pretty good.
let's see, how many points per game?
See, this doesn't look as good for me now. I gave up
scary too.
Nick Chubb for McLaurin and Lev, which he was the Jet starter at the time. I was kind of predicting a comeback season for Lev. It doesn't look beautiful, but I did.
It's still top tier for top tier.
I think you did well with it.
Well, yeah, and I did give up Lev Bell. I got something for Lev Bell. I know that.
Yeah, I guess Lockett's only about 2 points per game higher than Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, he's had a couple dud games.
Yeah, it's not the gap's not as big as you would think.
I mean, the only person who really has a point per game, chasm on McLaurin's Devontae Adams, but he missed 2 games, so.
Right.
And, a 40-point, two 40-point games, 2 30-point games, whenever playing 6 games, that'll do it. Yeah. That'll make your inflate your PPG pretty well.
But can you also name, like, off the top of your head, like 4 guys you take it?
Off the top of my head, in a vacuum, I would go DK.
In a
All right.
vacuum.
I would go.
That's what I'm saying. DK was close for me, but either way.
Just that to me, that's not close. I'd go DK. I'd go Nook, of course, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas. Once again, this is in a vacuum. We're not.
I take McLaurin over Thomas.
Nah, see, I wouldn't.
Long term.
I wouldn't.
Give me McLaurin.
I do like my boy Nook at number 1.
See,
and I do love Adams too. So
and whenever we're talking about getting close, like some of the rookie guys, like I love CeeDee Lamb. I do love Jefferson. Like I'm probably
McLaurin's literally playing a trash bag as a quarterback.
I'm fully aware, but like I like this. I mean, you're going to take straight up. You're taking McLaurin over Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Easily.
Okay.
Every day of the week.
Same. Me too.
I'm not even throwing a bag of chips in the 4th.
I'm
A bag of cons.
Hold on a second.
A bag of cons.
Damn, I gave you my only McLaurin share. Because I'm sitting there like, God, I hope he's got Tyreek Hill.
Let's see.
Calvin Ridley.
I would.
McLaurin. It's McLaurin for me too.
I love Ridley, man, but it's like McLaurin's literally the only guy on the team, and he's still doing it with bad.
McLaurin has had
I'll give you digs all day long.
McLaurin's had 1 single-digit game.
I'm not
1.
This is just shocking to me that you're putting him in your top 5.
I had digs in the EFC. If anybody has McLaurin trading, I would be more than happy to give it to you.
Listen,
AJ Brown.
I'll take McLaurin all day.
Oh man, that one's tough. I really love AJ Brown.
If DK Metcalf is in your conversation,
okay. Terry
you gotta
McLaurin.
give up fucking.
Terry McLaurin's not getting hurt. Give me McLaurin over AJ Brown. But
You can't predict injury. Terry McLaurin's never going to get hurt.
I'm not saying he's never going to get hurt, but AJ Brown does get nicky knack injuries, and Terry McLaurin is just
look at
scary.
that, man. I think bonerific right there, man. Look at that.
Bonerific. One single digit game, and I bet it was. I bet it's.
And only
some kind of matchup.
It's probably that terrible weather game.
3 games under 15.
All right, let's do it this way, top to bottom. So Devontae Adams or Scary Terry, you got to go Adams.
Yeah, Adams easily.
Adams is a beast. DK Metcalf is right there. Him or Scary Terry.
That one's close for me. I love DK too.
DK's only had 1 single digit game as well. That is tough for me. I mean, it kind of is tough. That one's tough. Tyler Lockett or Scary Terry? Give me Scary Terry because I like the consistency.
I feel like DK Metcalf for me. And listen, you can go back. I'll admit I was wrong about DK Metcalf.
Look at that.
Me too.
DK is probably. If I have DK Metcalf and somebody offers me Michael Thomas, I might turn it down. But if I have I have Michael Thomas and somebody offers me DK Metcalf, I also might turn that down. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that why make this trade?
Yeah, but Terry's doing it so well with no other supporting talent and bad quarterback play.
Yeah. And it's only year 2. It's year 2.
I'm not telling you you're wrong. So you guys are getting so offended for someone who's not saying you're wrong.
We're not getting offended. We're just talking.
Year 2. You're very loudly, passionately telling me to shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just saying that is awful high praise for just a target guy. You know, like
He's not just a target guy.
But that's the argument. He gets his targets.
My God, look at those targets. Double-digit targets in more games than not. My God, look at
I
that.
want a jersey right now.
7 catches,
Go
7
buy
catches,
it, man.
7 catches, 10 catches,
It's on
7
sale.
catches.
They're 2 and fucking 6.
He's an Ohio State guy, so I can't have it
Love
anymore.
it. Fucking Terry McLaurin, baby. There might not be a wide receiver in the league that I love more than Terry McLaurin.
Well, hey, I'll give you all the credit in the world. You
Give
called him over
Julio
what I did.
Jones too. I'll take him over Julio right now at this point. In his
well,
career.
Absolutely.
I do agree with that. And as a Julio owner, like, it is what it is.
Diggs hasn't had any single digit games.
He's been so great for me this year, man.
Diggs has had 0 single digit games. That's crazy. Keenan Allen.
I did enjoy this tangent though. As far as this is a good talk here.
Yeah, it's a good talk. Let's keep it moving. Anybody else in the Giants and Eagles game?
I also can give shit less about anybody on the Eagles.
Same.
I mean, is Fulgham going to keep it up?
If Miles Sanders was on, I don't know. Is he back? Is Miles Sanders back this week?
Honestly, I lost track of him because I traded him because I was sick of his bullshit.
Miles Sanders.
Yes, I think he is back though.
He's very JK-ish to me because on a
As in, I'm going to play this week, JK.
on a per touch basis, there's not very many running backs that if you could guarantee me health that I would want over Miles Sanders because per touch he's fantastic.
He's incredible. But the problem is,
I know.
He
You can't predict that, Arms.
he might have 3
Can't predict it.
Oh, I'm not talking about predicting injury. He might have 3 touches in a game, and you're like, oh, thanks, guy.
I really do think
Go Eagles!
I really do think Giants are going to win this game. It's going to just turn up the East even more.
I agree. Wayne Gallman's going to run all over the Eagles.
That defense, I think, is going to cause Wentz a hell of a day.
I think they're all.
Gallman's going to
Let's go,
run.
Hurts.
They're all. So bad.
It's maybe the first Hurts game right here.
I hope it is. Because you know what? I think if you put Hurts in, the Eagles are actually somewhat of a contender.
I agree.
Like, I feel like if you put Hurts in, they take control of the league.
If Giants had Eli at decent prime, they'd be fucking.
Oh no!
Five,
No,
six
no,
wins.
no,
Number
no.
one in the EFC.
No,
Number
no.
one in the NFC East.
Hey, I'm an asshole for saying that. Like, you know, can we admit that Daniel Jones was a mistake?
Not yet.
How was he a mistake?
He's cost them so many games, man.
I know, but he's not.
He's
not
Yes,
missed-
yet.
he is. He was a mistake.
Not yet.
Draft an offensive line and then go get your quarterback.
Yeah. A mistake of a pick as far as what they needed at the time. Yes,
And I'm not.
But I feel
I'm
like
not saying
Daniel
that.
Jones could pan out.
Listen, I'll go on record and say it right now. Daniel Jones,
better than Dwayne
no better than
Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. No better.
Better than.
No, he's not. No, he's really not.
Yeah, he is.
How?
He's still playing. They could have benched him.
Hey,
They haven't.
For who?
Dwayne's got a better deep ball.
Who could they bench him for?
Same fucking question in Washington. Who are you going to bench him for?
A starter from last year and a
Kyle
starter from
Allen.
the year before. That's who they benched him for.
Yeah, starters that got benched.
Dwayne
over
Haskins
Dwayne
has
Haskins.
three interceptions on the year. They were in the same game.
Yeah, but he didn't. Got 3 touchdowns too. Doesn't
Yeah,
he?
how many turnovers does Daniel Jones have? I know what I do know
At
is
least,
Daniel
at least
Jones-
2 a
it's
game.
it's pacing for a damn record.
Daniel Jones will at least give it a shot. He'll at least throw it down the field.
He
Try.
won't throw the open guy. He'll throw the guy that's covered him and get it
Yeah.
picked.
He at least throws a
No,
pretty
just
spiral.
leave Darius Slayton just streaking down the sideline by his
WTFO.
damn self,
Yeah.
and you're just looking like
Poor Darius Slayton.
Slayton.
Hey, he was too open.
Poor Darius
Oh yeah.
Slayton.
Let me tell you something. All jokes aside, Darius Slayton. I still think I'm right that he would have been. He's a consistent fantasy option if they had a quarterback that could actually look at more than one fucking person at a time. Daniel Jones is bad.
Let's he is bad. Let's go ahead and move on.
Maybe they should have traded for Josh
I'm
Rosen.
trying to move on. Jags and Packers. Fucking shit.
I think it's going to be a good quarterback day for the Jags. Packers defense is not very good.
No, it's not.
It's really bad.
But if Aaron Rodgers gets on, if he catches fire, and Alan Lazard might be back this game. Alan Lazard is a if you go by average, he's a top 15 wide receiver points per game.
That also means the Jags are going to be playing from behind and tossing the ball. So,
Right. Yeah, I agree. But it also means Jake Luton could make some mistakes.
oh, he will.
So
So
DJ Chark, love him.
I'm sorry, but I have no confidence in Lutton, though, right? So you're saying it could be a good quarterback day for the Jags. Theoretically, if they have Gardner Minshew,
Well,
but he's already out.
We're talking about in our league of record too, where interceptions are only -1.
Okay.
Thank God, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
So in real life, but I mean, the Jags, or excuse me, the Packers defense is going to have a fucking field day with this kid. Like
They really haven't.
They're
They haven't
not
had,
that good.
Yeah, they haven't had too many field days yet.
yeah,
No,
but
they have
dude,
not.
Za'Darius and Preston Smith, like they're going to get sacks. Like this is the time you sadly play those outside linebackers.
This could be a good old J-Rob day because Packers running defense is not good.
No,
Oh yeah.
we'll see what happens. I when you expect the Packers to just come out and kill somebody, that's when they don't.
That could be. Are they like the Steelers and play down to their opponents?
Right. So if Alan Lazard's in this game, nice sneaky play in DFS. He'll probably be cheap. James Robinson probably going to get his nice start there as well. DJ Chark.
I feel like it doesn't matter
Chark's
game
gonna-
script, by the way, with Robinson. It doesn't matter where they're at in the game with Robinson.
Yeah.
He's going to get his.
I need Jags to start winning some games because I don't want Lawrence to go there. So
DJ Chark, I think, finishes the season extremely strong. And it looks like he started that last week. Mm-hmm. Jake Luton, we didn't know if he had eyes for him. He's got eyes for him. So Minshew may never get the ball back. Love Chark. Love Robinson. Love Devontae. It seems like a good Aaron Jones bounce back week as well.
well, we need Miles Jack to play too. Go Miles Jack.
So Jones is active though, right?
As far as I know.
I
So
believe
it's at least trending that way.
yes.
I mean, he's got a feast. I mean, he might have like this is going to be one of those stupid Aaron Jones weeks to where he has like 3 touchdowns, but 56 yards total.
Could be.
You know what I mean? I don't think that he's going to get a ton of volume, but I do think he's going to get the goal line work. You know, provided that he is active, and I think the Packers do end up kind of getting out ahead. And give me, I do love Jones this week. I just don't think it's big on yards. I think he's touchdown dependent this week.
Anybody else in this one for the sake of getting forward?
The others,
Okay.
the regular studs.
Bills Cardinals could be a fun shootout of a game. Josh Allen, you don't sit him. Kyler Murray, you don't sit him.
I'm excited as hell for this game.
It should be a good one. The Bills are fun to watch.
I've watched every game.
The Bills
I watch
are
every.
fun
I
to
watch every
watch.
snap. So
Yeah, and it's been rewarding. Like
By the way,
they
this-
have rewarded us.
Last game, Robert Tanyan, Jags are bottom 4 in the league in points allowed for.
Man, he's really fell off a cliff.
I know, but just
really
some,
fell off a cliff. It could be Sternberger. I don't know.
Jags are just saying they're bottom 4 allowed in points per game to a tight end. Anyways,
I still don't know if I go with Robert Trujillo or not. I don't know.
Trujillo.
If I do. Yeah, not sure.
anyhow,
If you want to get down and jam on him that hard, whatever you got to do. Bills Cardinals, is there a running back for the Bills worth playing? I don't think there is.
I mean I have to play Singletary because that's what my options are.
I kind of think it's time to see what Zach Moss can truly do.
didn't we recently see what Zach Moss could truly do though?
He did have the
feed
two.
him.
He did have the 2 touches, but like it's
Feed him.
still with like overall great numbers.
Feed him.
Yeah, but I don't think Singletary's that good.
I don't either.
I think he's all right. It just
He's okay.
yeah, he's all right. It just
Maybe a different offense. It would suit him better. But for this offense, I think they need, they kind of need a smasher in this offense.
I need off Munnery, man, but it's kind of hard to make a deal right now.
You
I
can't.
know, man. I traded him for a first and counted my lucky stars in the brill.
It's where Hux has him, man. He's at Moss. It's like, what can I do, man?
Right.
I had Singletary come into the season after the rookie draft, and I could have kept him as one of the particular league I'm in has 4 keepers. Running back's obviously a premium,
Right.
It's 12-teamer, and like I let him go, and everyone's like, I can't believe you put a running back in the pool. Like I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't think he was okay last year, but he wasn't great.
No, yeah, there's been no greatness.
They bring in competition.
I just want the teens, man. I want 12 to 15 points or something, man.
Yes.
That's all I ask
I want
for.
those Wayne Gallman points.
Give him Wayne Gallman numbers, baby.
But both these 4 o'clock games are insane to me.
Oh yeah, Chargers Dolphins going to be a fun as hell game too. Man, Tua has looked fucking fun.
It's a bad. I want almost every share I can in him right now. If I didn't have Josh Allen in 2 of my 3 leagues, I'd want 2 shares everywhere.
I'm still scared. I'm still a little bit scared.
After watching that last week, all these nice bootlegs and all that, man, he's like
yeah, I know.
on 9 passes.
He looks awesome. I'm not scared about what he
And
can
he had-
do.
and he-
I'm just
and-
afraid of that hip.
And
I'm
he had
still, I'm still a little bit afraid.
The slowest running back possible that week because they didn't have Gaskin. Jordan Howard like running through mud.
Let me tell you something as a Dolphins fan. I'm not calling this guy out as some kind of like future star. By no means. He's probably gonna never touch the ball again after a game or two. But the rookie running back in Miami that played last week,
He did good.
what the hell is even his name? I drew a blank. It's like Ahmad's. It's a fuck my ass. Oh, I gotta pull him up just to see.
Yeah, but he did have limited carries, but I liked what I seen from him.
Did you actually watch it?
I watched the whole game.
Like the way he ran the ball was kind of encouraging. It is Salvin Ahmed,
Yeah.
and he had 7 carries for 38 yards. Nothing crazy exciting, but like when I saw the runs,
He's much faster than Howard.
he's much faster than Howard.
I'm faster than Howard.
I know, but
It's-
this guy had lateral agility like no one I've seen on Miami this year. Like
Not for a while. Not since, like,
he ran
Ronnie.
sideways and forward, and it was really quick. And I was like, "That's exciting!" Like that run was exciting. Like he saw a hole and he diagonally ran to it to the left, and then just sprint. It was like this kid could be pretty good. If they actually give him a chance to see what he can do this week, because Gaskins isn't back. Gaskins not back. Jordan Howard sucks. DeAndre Washington gets to play,
Yeah.
but that doesn't excite me. That had to be just a depth signing. I'm excited about the kid, the Ahmed kid. I want to see him. Yes, Salvin Ahmed. Thank you, Bruning. I want to see him more because I feel like there could be something there.
And before we get too far ahead, like when we go back to the Bills and Cardinals game, it's like, oh, let's start your studs on that one.
Yeah. I mean, Chase Edmonds is.
Bills-
What did I say last week about Chase Edmonds? Whenever he is solely the guy, it's not as exciting.
And Bills' run defense is not very good either. So
no,
By
but
the way, it's your Salvin Ahmed guy.
Yeah.
To go back to him, just randomly pulled this up. 1,000 yards rushing and 1,100 yards receiving at Washington last year.
I know there's
the Pac-12.
potential there.
And came out as a junior, by the way.
Yeah, and I think
Undrafted.
Undrafted.
Dude, what kind of bad advice did you get, by the way? Yeah. It's like, 2,100 yard season. I'm going to the draft. You're not going to get drafted. Dude, I'm doing it anyway.
I mean, what else? What am I going to do? Play in Washington again?
Yeah.
No.
Mike Leach is gone. We don't want to be here.
But I mean, it's working out. He got to play in an NFL game last week. I seriously saw something. I saw something the same way that I saw when Kenyon Drake got the ball, and I'm like, why are they not handing it to him more? Hopefully Flores sees it and like, I don't care if the kid's undrafted. I want the ball in his hands because he looked,
what do you think about on the Dolphins? On the Devontae Parker right now,
I was just thinking about that.
because Preston's out, right? Preston's out for a while, right?
He's out. He's done for the year.
Yeah.
And
Man.
again, which sucks, but
Dude, the kid has so much promise. I feel
I know.
like if he's healthy and has like a 10-game string put together, you're going to be like, wow.
I mean, where I watched a lot of Dolphins games because I love Fitz and I like watching Tua right now. But like watching Preston Williams, man, he's been a stud. I've really enjoyed watching him.
yeah, which he wasn't having a great year. He's
No.
being kind of inconsistent, but Devontae Parker is probably primed to finish the year strong because he has to be the guy. I hope to God he puts up those highlight, real games like he did last year.
He's currently my number 3 receiver, and I'm waiting for that one more good game the way I can try to move him.
Now Bruning has a point too. Antonio Callaway is in Miami.
Yeah,
Antonio Callaway.
he's capable.
But Mac Hollins is in Miami.
I'm sick of
and
Mac
he's
Hollins,
actually
too.
played.
But I mean, so let's just think about the receivers that have stats in Miami. Jakeem Grant, Mac Hollins, Kirk Merritt.
Yeah, it's
So
scary.
yeah, it's Antonio Callaway time.
Callaway's proven he can at least be a standby.
Miami probably should have brought Antonio Brown in before the Bucks had a chance.
Well, I don't think they really had a chance at AB.
Maybe not. Tom Brady was already open mouth kissing on AB.
And I know, like,
Arms about spit.
and then I know I should have paid more attention to the news because I didn't feel like clicking on the articles. But is Eckler back this week or is it next week?
I'm sorry,
I
what?
don't. I didn't see that Eckler was coming back. Is he? Austin.
He's
Eckler.
got to be eligible. He was.
Hints that
He's nearing return. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Because I have 0 shares of him and have none of the people to replacing him, so I didn't keep up with him.
I would say my Justin Jackson shares are in trouble, but they were in trouble anyway. He just keeps getting hurt.
Just running back shares of Chargers running backs. What the hell?
Kalen Balaj. Like,
It's like, was Jackson that had put up an egg this past week?
yeah, because he got hurt on the first carry of the game.
Well, okay.
Son of a bitch.
So I didn't see he got hurt. I just seen that I'm like, you know what? I need a running back. I want a running back to fill out my my DraftKings lineup. I don't have any shares. I hate this. Like what's going on there? What's going on in for the Rams? The undecided running back situations.
Bills,
Like,
I mean,
and again,
hell with that.
Again, the runs where Cam Akers has got space. I'm like, why aren't you fucking playing this guy?
Well, he was used to getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. Like, fuck, you know what I
Like,
mean?
I'm telling you, give Cam Akers the damn ball and see what happens. You will be pleased.
Which we're not on that game yet. But what was the stat? He had like 1,200 yards, but 1,100 yards after contact.
Yes.
Like it was the most insane thing that Cam Akers actually became a 12. Whatever he had, I know it was over 900 yards after contact last year.
Crazy.
So anyhow, the Chargers running back shares, like, I don't know who's going to be good, and they're not going to be good for long. And by the time you're ready to rely on them, guess what? They're going to change who they're going to give the damn ball to.
Well,
like,
no, when Eckler comes back, it's all over for all
these,
of them.
Oh, yeah.
do you see Dolphins
It's
winning
like
this
it's
game?
over for you
Yeah.
bitches.
I see Dolphins winning this game like at the end due to like another interception or something.
I don't do this very often because I don't like to jinx myself. I think the Dolphins win this game handily.
I agree.
I just think at the end, I think it's gonna be close and like Herbert's driving, then the pick will happen or something.
I think if they can just give the Salvador kid a chance, I'll never pronounce his name right until I remember it. He's new to me, but if they give him the ball and Tua plays the way Tua's playing, and the defense, which has been stepping up, and the special teams, which has been phenomenal,
and they have 2 firsts.
like there's nothing that exciting about the Chargers, but there's a lot of like Herbert is exciting about the Chargers, and that's kind of it. Joey Bosa is not in this game; he's out.
The receivers, well,
He's on IR, isn't he?
No, he's just out.
No,
this week.
Nick's on IR.
Yeah. So, anyways, Broncos Raiders on to Arms' favorite team. I don't want to jinx my Fins.
does it feel like this game happens every week?
The Broncos Raiders.
Yep,
I mean,
every single week.
it's twice a year, obviously, but I swear they play every week.
It's every other week.
They,
Don't worry.
they play every week. Broncos, Raiders. We saw them last week.
And a week before.
The Raiders won last week. The Broncos won the week before. The Raiders won that week.
It's all the same time. I swear it is.
Yep, Broncos, Raiders.
I think.
So
I don't, and this is another thing. I don't give 2 shits about watching the Broncos ever. I don't mind watching the Raiders because I like a lot of players on the Raiders. I don't give a crap about the Broncos.
Look at this, man. Look at this 4:00 schedule. How can you watch all this? The Cardinals game, Fins, the Seahawks Rams will be a barn burner. I'll even watch the Bengals Steelers game. You know what I mean? It's like I got so many damn good games at 4.
You forgot to talk about the Raiders Broncos.
Hell, even well, I watched.
The Broncos ruined that game for me. I don't want to watch it.
It actually ruins the game for me.
don't
I
wanna
mean,
watch
I will watch it because
I won't. 'Cause there's too many other good ones.
I don't think I've missed a Raiders game, or at least I missed no more than a half of a Raiders game all year.
And if not, if Niners were at full capacity, I'd watch that in a heartbeat too.
Yeah, because the Niners at full capacity would be a lot better.
Okay, but Broncos and Raiders, who we got in this one?
Oh man, I mean, Jerry Jeudy.
I think
Judy's
I
on
think
the rise.
Patrick.
Patrick's good.
Judy does well. I think Patrick does well. I think. I mean, Josh Jacobs going to do what he's going to do. I think.
Philip Lindsay, is he out? Is it Migo time this week?
Yeah. No. I don't. Even if Lindsey's not in, I think Melvin Gordon has an awesome game.
Yeah, I feel like Melvin Gordon's going to have a pretty solid game.
The Raiders we're so freaking bad. I mean, and just as bad as it gets whenever it comes to cover or protecting against the run. So, yeah, Melvin Gordon's going to absolutely just. I think the Raiders win the game, but I think Melvin Gordon gets a ton of points.
I'm going to call the Broncos on this one to win the game.
Well, you know what? You're not a fucking Raiders fan, so of course you're going to say that.
But it's time for the Broncos to have something good happen to them, and Drew Lock's going to look like a stud in this one.
Well, it's okay to be wrong.
Drew Lock, big game. Migo, solid game. Jerry Jeudy, big game. There you go.
I'm not on Fant this week though. I love Fant, but
I
I just
am because Alberto is out. He's on IR. So I like Fant.
Well, Waller's obviously, like, I think it's like number one in projection this week. So.
Absolutely.
Waller's
Absolutely.
freaking.
Who else you going to throw to? Henry Ruggs or Brian Edwards? No. You're going to throw to Waller.
But the Raiders are with the Fant thing. Raiders are deceptively good against tight end.
Yeah. I still like Fant, though.
Corey Littleton is very effective. Like the funny thing is, he's the Travis Kelce killer. No, he's not. But no, because that's just nobody's a Travis Kelce killer. But he's even effective, comparatively speaking, to everybody else against Kelce. So I think Littleton shuts down Fant. Not shuts down, but greatly reduces what he's able to do.
Anybody else in this game? Is Josh Jacobs going to have a good game?
Yeah.
I feel like he gets a little bit forgotten, even though he produces solidly.
He'll have like the 20 carries for 80-some yards.
Yeah. Yeah, just solid, 4.2 yard per carry game.
But if you remember watching football in 2000,
I do.
like this is that is what this Raiders team is. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball 20 to 30 times a game.
Chew up some clock.
Yeah, and that's how they're winning. They're not the Raiders will outscore some people, but they're not going to outscore you by pushing it down the field. They're going to put together 15 play drives and beat you. Like that. That's what it is. And
I don't know if they're going to beat you, but they'll put together some drives.
They've done it a few times this year. So
They're okay.
That's,
Not as good as Miami, but they're okay.
they got a better record than Miami.
Do they?
I think it might be the same.
5-3.
I think is it 5?
I know the Raiders aren't 6-2.
They're excellent 3.
I think.
Yep.
It's, I don't. We've had our bye week though, right? So,
The-
5 and
so is
3.
Miami.
Yeah.
5-3. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
They're no Miami.
they're
we'll see
yeah.
what
You're
they
right.
do.
They're no Miami. They're good. They actually have a good offense.
I wouldn't say that.
Listen,
It's okay.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping that Tua fell to the Raiders. So.
Oh, shut up. Let's move on. Seahawks, Rams. Play your studs.
Yeah, there's good
Any
players.
sleepers in this one. Who's playing running back for the Seahawks this
Who's
week?
playing
Is it
running back
Alex-
for the fucking Rams this week? Is
Alex-
a better question.
Well, I know, but I think it's like Alex Collins or something for the Seahawks this week.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not joking.
He
Is it really Alex
He
Collins?
seen
Yeah.
some time last week.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex Collins, return of the Mac.
They have all these running backs, but yet they had no running backs. Everybody's injured.
Why has
Is Rashard Penny going to
That's
get
what I
a
was going to
chance?
say. Is Rashad Penny back yet? He's got to be getting close.
I do believe he's going, but Personali's still there too.
I think Steven Jackson was considering coming back playing for the Seahawks.
I thought he's sure he's not going to go back to the Rams. I mean, jeez.
I don't know.
Carlos Hyde's hurt, and the whole team's hurt at running back.
So Carson's out, right?
I think it's leaning that way. I'm not 100%.
They have
DJ Dallas just isn't any good. Sorry, Michael Bauer. He's just not.
Hey, he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, but he didn't. Okay.
I mean, if he's got 2 touchdowns, can't argue that much against it.
I mean, he's an okay fantasy play, but he's not a good running back. I think he had 12 carries for 30-some yards and a touchdown on the ground, and maybe 1 catch for 7 and a touchdown in the air, something crazy like that. I could be wrong.
I think it was 1 in the air and 1 on the ground.
I don't pay attention to the DJ Dallases of the world.
I mean, it's kind of somewhat irrelevant. The Rams are actually pretty effective against the run. Allowing under 100 yards a game, and literally total 4 touchdowns on the season. So, man, I'm not, regardless, unless it's Chris Carson, I'm not playing a running back for Seattle. So it doesn't really matter. DJ Dallas is fucking hurt too. God.
Is he hurt? Arm wrist practiced in full.
But he did practice. Good Lord.
Apparently so.
It doesn't even matter.
I just wanted the stats.
It's
on DJ
irrelevant.
Dallas.
Is Cam Akers going to get his chance this game?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. 7 carries for 31 and a touchdown, and 2 receptions for 8 yards. Did he? I thought you said he scored.
I thought he had
touchdowns.
2.
No, he just had 1. Hey, I was really close there, and I had no idea.
Oh, it was a Niners game. He had 2. Okay.
I said 1 for 7, and he had 2 for 8, and I said 7 for 30-some, he had 7 for 30-some, or something like that. I don't fucking know. Anyways, who cares? Anybody else in this game?
Okay.
You're interested?
Well, there's some interesting thoughts on this game. So,
Jacob Hollister.
no,
Okay.
that's not what I was going with.
Been leading the team at tight end. Just saying.
Well, okay, but the Rams are actually really good against the receiver.
Okay.
But do you feel like you could actually play all 4 major receivers in this game and be comfortable in your DraftKings lineup?
In DraftKings, probably not.
Because you got to understand, the Seahawks are the worst.
I'm not that comfortable because, Van Jefferson could be the guy this week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think it's Robert Woods.
Whatever.
So I'm not going to play Cooper Kupp in this one. I'm
Okay.
just not that for some reason, I'm not that comfortable with Cooper Kupp.
But they're allowing damn near 40 points a game to
get
wide
it.
receivers.
I get it. But it could be Tyler Higbee for all we know. It could be Gerald Everett.
but that's
the
not-
Rams are so unpredictable as to who,
Especially at that position, tight end position.
But that
as to
is
who's going to lead them in receiving besides Robert Woods. Robert Woods the most consistent option, even though he's not super consistent.
But then the Rams, despite not being what you would consider a great team, they're competitive, but they're allowing 16 points per game. But yet, what do we have? We have the best wide receiving tandem in the league.
Right, but the Rams could roll out Cam Akers and control the clock and win the game. It could be 13-4.
No, so
2 safeties.
sorry. What are you comfortable with? Is I guess what I'm asking. Who?
I'm
because we say
comfortable-
we play our studs.
I'm comfortable with. We do. I'm comfortable with DK and Tyler Lockett.
So
I have
DK
no-
draws Jalen Ramsey.
I have no fear of starting them. I don't give a shit about Jalen Ramsey against DK Metcalf. He's faster. He's bigger. It doesn't matter.
They just recently played, right? And then DK manhandling.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
DK manhandles literally everybody. He's insane.
Well, there we go. You answered your own question.
I'm spitting out hypotheticals for our damn listeners. Why you got to be so
Why
upset
are you
about
doing
it?
that? We have more games to get through, and we're an hour and a half. Why are you hypothetical and shit out of it?
I'm just asking questions.
You still smell weird.
I fucking hate your face.
Fuck.
Did you guys go through games while I was outside?
We should have.
Oh wait, that's 11.
Fucking
week left.
should have. Wish we would have.
I wish you would have too.
We'd be done before 2 hours if we.
All right,
would've done that.
next. Now listen. So, do you think at least one of these receivers fade a little bit between DK and Lockett, or you think both of them are ball?
I think both of them ball,
Yeah, I don't see him slowing down.
and I think Woods balls. I don't think Cup balls.
I think DK and Woods have awesome games.
Cup balls.
I would be fine with playing Cooper Kupp, but I would do it over Tyler Lockett. Think cost. That's my thought on it.
Tyler Lockett scores fucking 4 touchdowns a game. Sometimes there's no way.
I know,
could-
it's
there's
insane,
No
isn't
way
it?
I could not.
But Seattle basically allows everybody to score 4 touchdowns a game. So,
True. Bengals, Steelers. Is there an upset brewing? Big Ben is not playing. I don't think he's on the COVID list.
I keep wanting to pick the Bengals in this game, but it's just,
Me too.
Don't you have to?
I feel like Steelers are going to have a little bit of a reality check at some point. They're undefeated, but I just don't see them being as strong the second half.
Unless, and I don't even know Ben's stat. Well, no, Ben's out.
He's out.
He's out.
He's it's not
So-
enough time. I don't think to get. Back
So
in
their
the
backup
game.
is still Duck Hodges?
No, it's Mason
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Oh, it's same garbage. I mean, it's trash or
I
shit.
wasn't making
I mean,
a case. I'm just pissed off that Mason Rudolph is still getting TV time.
him in his
Fuck,
face.
it's awful.
Yeah.
man, I can't wait. I so cannot wait for Sam Hubbard second.
Could you imagine if him and Mitch McConnell had a kid, how ugly that motherfucker would be?
You just have to. Honestly, the doctor would just kill it. I mean, it's like, well, you know,
Oh shit!
we're just gonna take it out back and shoot it at this point. It's the ugliest thing that's ever been existed.
Oh god, Mason McConnell.
Oh my god, no.
all right, Mason McConnell.
It's McConaughey. Don't
There
you
you
ever sully Matthew McConaughey again by comparing to Mitch McConnell or Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
There's your news.
But
Ben is playing if he tests negative again.
Oh,
I literally which obviously things change, but I just saw that he was out earlier today.
I did.
So
I thought I
he had
saw
the
that too.
big O beside his name because I had to switch out a different player for him.
That's what I thought too.
So, hey, if you test negative, I mean, obviously, it becomes a hell of a lot more interesting. So Burrow's a weekly must start there, right?
Yeah, he's still gonna put the numbers.
Depending on who else you got.
Who else do you have that you're going to start consistently over Joe Burrow
Listen,
outside of Patrick Mahomes?
Joe Burrow's a rookie. You could have had a good quarterback and not had a backup, and you could have drafted Burrow. But Burrow, there's situations out there where Burrow's not the surefire starter on your fantasy team. Arms.
There's not many. It's a 5.
Moving forward.
5. Russ, Rodgers.
There you go.
Mahomes.
There you go. Ben Roethlisberger
2
will
hours
be
ago,
ready to
3 hours
go
ago.
Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
So Ben's back.
That
He
sucks.
saw his
God damn it! I gotta go update a roster again.
he saw his bad legs right now. So
He's always got bad legs. He's old and slow.
Yeah, he's a punk ass bitch.
why is there so many good 4 o'clock games?
I don't know. I mean, I want to watch the Dolphins.
So we can
Chargers.
watch it B-dubs or Roosters or whatever it is.
Is who's the receiver to own for the Steelers right now? Is it Deontay Johnson?
I think it's Juju again. This is just the merry-go-round, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a lottery
Yeah.
ticket, right?
They definitely need to just let Juju go so he can. Could you imagine Juju went to Washington? Perfect number 2 across from Scary Terry.
Okay.
I mean, you do that and you get old Wonder Boy out there.
Dwayne Haskins? Okay. Yeah, I'm
Not
down.
That guy. Christ. All right. Who do we like? Bengals, Steelers. We're still on this. We got 3 games to get
Yes.
through, and we have arms on the show. But I mean, this is just we got to get this done.
I mean, for the Bengals, I of course like the receiving core on this one. I never liked the running backs.
Tyler Boyd's been a nice, consistent.
Yeah, he's
guy
been very
again.
solid.
I mean, he's just he is a PPR.
He's a baby Chad Johnson.
Yeah, it's not exciting, but my God, he's giving you double-digit points every week, every single week.
It's a fucking hand job, dude.
And
He gets the job done. It just ain't real exciting.
ISO only. We had ISO Uzi Vert, and now we have ISO only.
in search of only.
Would you guys drop Pat's defense for the Giants' defense? What the fuck kind of question is that for moving forward as well? So multiple weeks of these defenses? What are you doing?
Well, how many more?
I feel
do
like
that.
there's somebody else better.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay. How many more? How many more?
Washington's defense available? Go get the football team defense.
How many more NFC least matchups the Giants have left?
You probably have LaMichael Pirine. Go trade LaMichael Pirine for Miami's defense.
Go grab the Raiders defense. They play the Broncos every week. It's a proven fact. Go get them. Go get those guys.
The Raiders defense only gets about 3 drives a game.
Go get them.
It seems like the Giants defense is good, but once again, they get put in bad spots all the time because of the turnovers. So
Right, man.
It's basically like having a young version of old Eli Manning. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, hey, you remember that 29 interception season? Daniel Jones like, hold my smoothie. I can top 29 interceptions and add 15 fumbles on top of it.
That's why Daniel Jones fumbles all the time. He's got smoothie all over his hands.
That's what it is.
yeah, we get
what it
to
is.
yeah, but on the Steelers side here, we'll talk about that. It's like for me, it's like always hard to pick who. You're obviously going to start to certain guys if you have when you're full dynasty league. But if you would say if you're like on DraftKings, you won't know who to pick most of the time.
Right.
There's a really good chance you're wrong because what if you pick Claypool, you were right twice.
Yeah.
If you pick Juju, you were right maybe once. Deontay
Hurts,
once.
play,
Well,
hurt.
here's the thing with Deontay. He's a target monster when he's in there. I mean, he gets the targets.
So
Do you want to play? Do you want to play the target monster game, or do you want to play the touchdown game with Claypool, or do you want to play the PPR game with Juju?
So the problem
Because
is
Juju catches most of his targets.
but if you've got Deontay in
I
there,
think.
Claypool doesn't get his targets. But you're thinking, why are you taking him away from him? I don't know. I just feel like there's no right answer. It feels like if they're all there together, it's Juju.
There's another Juju.
Yeah, he's got 45 of 57 targets. That's a pretty good clip.
He's had pretty good numbers last 3 games.
He has. He's played pretty well.
Yeah, and I think all 3 have been healthy last 3 games.
They have.
So-
They indeed have.
So for some reason, when they're all there, Juju catches the most balls. It literally doesn't make sense.
Well, I wouldn't say catches the most. He's had 9, 7, and 6, and I'm pretty sure because I'm
50 Johnson's there. So
yeah. So Deontay Johnson 6, 9, and 1. So
look
I
at
mean,
that. That's,
there's
look at that. That's so sporadic, man. That's
15, 10, 13, 10. I mean, target share got hurt mid game, just sucked this one. But I mean, most games Deontay Johnson's, heavily targeted. But that's the thing with the Steelers. So is Juju. Chase Claypool is exciting, but he is kind of the lowest floor of all of them.
yes.
Oh, absolutely. He can. Well, I mean, did you get much lower than 0.9 or 0.8? Like you catch a ball for negative yards. What the hell happened there?
He got hurt.
He caught one for negative 2 yards, and then ran the ball for. You fucking had 2 attempts and no catches. You're a wide receiver, Deontay.
Both of these games, he went out.
Okay, so he's injury prone too.
Yes, he is.
So on top,
Yeah, he
on top,
absolutely is. I'm not arguing.
Will Fuller
against
2.0.
it.
yeah. Thanks, Will Fuller 2.0. Give me Juju.
Who else we got? Let's keep going. Keep it up.
Just no running back for the Bengals. Like, stop thinking it.
Gio Bernard's been great in fantasy without Mixon. Giovanni Bernard has been
Connor should be good this
great.
week. The Bengals running defense isn't great.
He hasn't been great, like for the team.
You know who else
He's
has been great
in fantasy.
You know who else has been great? The Steelers against the run. I mean,
Look at that. Last 3 games 11, 20, and 22. Crazy.
Okay.
Gio Bernard.
okay.
Like,
So-
if I had Gio Bernard this week, he's my number 1 guy. He's my starter because it's Wayne Gallman right now.
You'd be passing out high fives, wouldn't you?
Damn,
You'd be like,
I'd
hell
be like,
yeah.
woo, Gio. Yeah.
Okay.
Niners Saints time.
Sure.
All right.
Alvin Kamara's good at football.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara is pretty good at football. Is Michael Thomas going to rebound ever? Is he going to?
No, he'll be fine.
Will he?
But it ain't going to be this week.
Go Traquan Smith.
No.
Go Manny Sanders.
Manuel Sanders.
Like, I think Manny Sanders is really the wide receiver to own. Like, the 2 players I'm most excited about, other than your obvious, Manny Sanders, Brandon Ayuk.
100%.
In this game.
Agree 100%.
It could be like last week when it was like 10 players of receptions for the Saints.
Well, honestly, it was nice to see 12 players actually had receptions. It may have ended with 13. Like, after they got 12, I'm like, I'm done fucking watching this shit. Like, it's good to see Tom Brady get smacked around, but dear Lord. I feel like the Saints got to walk away. Like, this has got to be a massacre, right?
I'm still laughing about the defense question. That's like,
There just has to be a better option. You know what I mean?
Let's do that. Let's do that one more time. So, would you guys drop the Pats defense for the Giants defense?
Can you
for
just
moving
drop them
forward?
both and take a chance of not getting negative points?
And we're not cracking on you. It's just like
how bad is
those
that?
teams are so bad.
Is this a 30? Is this like a 30 team or 30 team league? I mean,
How bad is the free agent pool?
Giants. Like, we guys think about the Giants D this week. Same thing I thought about them last week. I wouldn't touch them.
hold on, they do play Philly.
That's what I'm saying, but I do feel like
Philly's up and down. Their up is going to be against the Giants,
Oh, yeah, valid.
probably. Even though I think the Giants win. That
oh man,
game.
that's
I mean,
good.
but on the opposite side, the Patriots. I want to say the Patriots play.
Patriots defense isn't terrible. It's their offense that's terrible.
It's like, the Patriots have no pass rusher though.
right.
You had 1 fucking sack against the Jets.
Yeah, it's not good.
Joe Flacco.
Piecing them up.
Joe Flacco made him look horrible.
Yeah, have you heard that Joe Flacco's a moving target? No, you haven't.
Yeah, Joe Flacco stood there and got hit once. Like, you took down Joe Flacco one freaking time. The dude moved. He snaps the ball at 7 yards back because he can't move back further.
It's like during the fourth quarter. It's like, well, fuck, we're about to win this game. Let's pull it back a little bit.
Just like, whoa. Gase is like, hey, so
Why does he still have a job?
if we win, we don't get Trevor Lawrence. And Joe's like, yeah, but I got a chance to keep. No. We're not going to keep you either. But if we win, we don't get Trevor Lawrence. And he's like, okay.
The uniforms are sick though.
They did look good, but
That's why they let go of Kalen Ballage. They didn't want to win.
yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was. There it is.
Man, players who get away from Adam Gase, though, they look so good if their name's not Le'Veon Bell.
All right, so now we have Kesha Talks. I don't... Kesha Talks.
The actual catch is awful.
Trade Watson for
This
Brady.
is Kellis.
I know. I just... Kesha.
Catch is trash. But
Trade Watson for Brady. 4 point per TD.
Why didn't he keep
preparing for the playoffs. No, Brady's not looking... Brady's not looking real good right now. I don't know. Like, we don't love Watson that much either. But I don't know. I don't know about Kalen Garbage. So, what do you guys think? I think that's kind of a push, to be honest with you.
I don't disagree on that one.
What you got?
So
I'm not going to push
one. I
Shane
think
on that
that's
one.
K. Ellis. 2, I'm going to take Watson over Brady for the rest of the season.
You said you're with the push on it?
Yeah, that really is to me.
Yeah, I don't really have a I mean if you are going to trade Watson for Brady, if you can squeeze something else out of the guy, go for it
'Cause
because to me it's a
yeah.
push. But if it's straight up, now tell me, are you going to love me forever? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
For one, there's no league where I would ever be a straight up trade.
Yeah,
It would never be a straight up
It just
trade.
doesn't make a lot of sense. I would
It had to be Watson for Brady in the bunch.
look at the remaining schedule maybe, and maybe choose.
Oh, okay,
choose
never
that
mind.
way.
I heard that wrong for a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you have
I'm
to
like,
have Brady
did you
and more.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to rub sticks together? Whoa,
No,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
no.
I like that song.
I do too.
Wait, what?
Paul Abdul's awesome.
She is awesome.
Okay.
Okay, what's the next game?
Next.
Since Arms has slowed us up so much.
Next.
I have
yeah.
not said a word.
Oh, we haven't talked about the Ravens game.
Thanks,
like-
Arm, Dick. Thank God that one out of these two games are just Ravens, Patriots. I don't trust Lamar. I don't trust the receiver. I don't trust Mark Andrews right now. I don't trust who they're going to give the ball to. I'm not playing a single fucking Raven.
Patrick Queen. Let's get Patrick Queen.
Patriots, give me Jacoby Myers. That's my only guy I'm really excited about in this
I
game.
dropped him too, then all of a sudden he decides to be a badass.
I just had to give a second to acquire him. I gave a second rounder to call, and Arms' eyes opened wide. But
No, sorry. Houston plays the Colts twice for the rest of the season.
oh, just like the Raiders and Broncos.
No, I'm just sitting there thinking that maybe Watson's not the best decision to hang on to at that point.
I think the Titans and Colts where they just played us where they played 4 times too, but either way.
Yeah. But yeah, this game, Jacoby Myers, 24 targets over the last 2 games, 30 over the last 3.
It's like during that game last week, I'm like, just pass to James White one more damn time so they can win this game. I was like,
I'm so mad.
just end it, please.
No.
I like me and Neil played last week, and I was down by, or I was up by, what, 2 or something stupid
Yeah.
like that. And he had James White, and I'm like, I could win this game. It is possible.
It was looking like it towards the end.
Like James White only catches 1 to 2 balls a game. This is possible.
And he had a fumble. Like stop.
You know, I even got a stat change. Like it closed the gap from 4 points to 2. I lost by 2 instead of 4. Like man, what a heartbreaking loss.
What was the trade we just had recently for Rex Burkhead in the league? Was that a third for him or something?
Third or fourth.
Brady has a much better playoff schedule than Watson. I mean,
That's what I was saying about the Colts.
that's what we were saying.
Regardless of the schedule, I'm saying is, I mean, we all know it's not going to be a straight up trade.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be a straight up trade. And I'll be honest with you.
This is redraft. It has to be. You wouldn't dare do this in Dynasty.
Well, yeah, definitely.
But-
if it's redraft, I can understand it.
Can you upgrade a starter marginally? Can you go from like a Rob Gronkowski to a
Noah Fant.
Dallas
Goedert.
Maybe Dallas Goddard.
I think it's an upgrade from Rob Gronkowski. Dalton Schultz. Well, fuck. Rough.
Well, we'll just if you can upgrade your tight end by a point per game or something like that. I don't know.
To me, I prefer Watson. That's just me. I think Watson finished the rest of the season a point per game better or more.
Like I said, it's a total push. But Jacoby Myers for me in this other game, Patriots Ravens. Do you guys like anyone besides?
I like Lamar in this game. I just think that what he does is what's going to be necessary. Like he's going to have to move. He's going to have to get the yards on the ground.
See, I don't know if that's the case. The Patriots offense is just not great, so Lamar might not have to do much.
The worst thing that the Patriots ever saw, it was never a pocket passer. The hardest thing that the Bill Belichick defense has to defend is a running quarterback.
That's true.
And they're not going to just get it done in the air. There's going to be, bootlegs out for passes that are completed. But the hardest thing he's ever had to defend over and over again is that running quarterback. And I think that's what it takes for the Ravens to win. And the Ravens have to win this game.
Problem is, I mean, Lamar Jackson's barely ran the ball this year.
I understand that, but I think that's. It's starting to trend where he needs to, and they know that.
I miss the Patriots having talent.
I hope you're right because that is exactly what they need. Like if they're going to be contenders, they've got to get back to the way they played last year.
And also, they don't have a pass rush, so it's not like Jackson can't throw the ball in this game. The Patriots' pass rush is god awful. So
it's also really depressing. I'll always be a fan, but it's depressing to watch right now because they're so devoid of talent. I mean, they're gonna have so much. They're gonna have like the most cap space in the league next year, but right now it's awful.
Do they have the most cap space?
Yeah, they have a lot.
I think they're top 3.
Was that their play-in, you think, this year?
Yeah, but you know who else is top 3? The Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Colts are going to have a lot of money.
They're going to need it. They need a quarterback.
But I think it becomes a situation to where to where Lamar Jackson gets stand back there wait. And if, Hollywood Brown or
I was
someone's
gonna
open,
say, is this finally a Brown game?
it might be. Is Gilmore out?
No.
So if Gilmore's in, obviously that could potentially be a game changer there for Brown. But, if wait, and then he goes, then he can take off and run it. Like, he's going to have a lot of time in this game. So whenever the pressure comes, they don't have good anything. Like, they have a couple good defensive backs. That's it.
Yeah, of course, watch this game. I'm not gonna be happy about it. I don't think. I think I'll be angry about it and just probably turn it off. Watch Family Guy or something.
Understandable.
What's another Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors?
Yeah.
Vikings Bears, last game on the docket. Let's try not to make this a 2-hour episode. We've got 12 minutes.
Bears win
to
this
not
game.
Talk.
What?
I think Bears win this game.
I agree.
The only thing Vikings do well is run, and Bears have a good run defense.
I agree.
It's not like the Vikings. The Vikings don't have talented receivers.
They don't use them.
You're right. But whenever you can stop the run, what do? You pass the damn ball. The Vikings have ran because that's all they had to do.
Second Cousins hasn't been very good, and it makes me really sad.
Well, you don't have to be good if you're freaking getting 4 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that against the Bears this week.
I
don't
understand
think.
that.
And Dalvin Cook's really good. I'm not saying that's a definite because he's really good. He could torch him. But I just, Nick Foles on Monday night, how do you bet against that?
Never talk about sitting your studs. We can say that much.
No, I don't know. I do think the Bears find a way to. I think this is going to be a boring game.
I think it's gonna be awful, but
It's gonna be boring
Bears
as
have to
fuck.
win too. They really need to win because they're on the downside. But it's
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you guys props on this. Like, the Bears are top 3 against wide receivers for fantasy points. I think they're top 3 or so against the run. Let's see where they're at against the run.
so of course this is another game
You're
where
just going to eat up these 12 minutes
Yeah.
of silence. Huh? Is that what you're going to
They're-
do now? You're going to really put it to me and be like, well, fuck him. I'm just going to not
they're
talk
about-
and look shit up.
Bottom 3rd
but of course like a lot of people
against the run.
Montgomery no, Thielen no. It's just you're going to play Thielen because if you have him, but still you're not going to be happy about it.
I'm literally always pissed off every time I have to play Adam Thielen. And I
Yeah,
traded
it
away
sucks.
DJ Chark, forcing myself to have to play Thielen.
Is it gonna be another Irv Smith game? Him getting another touchdown or what?
No.
I like Irv Smith coming out too. It's never panned out.
Yeah, but
It's only year 2, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's
There's
some
time.
there's some talent at linebacker to cover him though.
Yeah. It's
That-
fun
that's
seeing
the-
Kyle Rudolph on waivers everywhere, though. In Dynasty.
He should
It's a lot of fun.
have been there last year, but
Yeah, I don't know. They're just Darnell Mooney. He's been targeted a lot. So somebody's gonna. It's gonna be an unexpected.
Yeah,
guy
I was gonna
that
say, but who? We don't
leads the
know.
way.
It's-
Yeah,
listen, I think I'm with you on that. Mooney, the Vikings are god awful against the pass.
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
Like that's how they're giving games away.
Anthony Miller.
Maybe.
I think it's Mooney. Give me
possible.
Mooney for 6 receptions for 117 and a touchdown this week.
I'd be happy to have Miller in a needy league at the bottom wide receiver 3-4.
So it almost makes you wonder.
I just wish Smoking Jay Cuddy was playing this game.
Almost makes you wonder: is Foles playable?
Yeah, I think he is. I wouldn't be excited about it. But,
I can't stand watching him play. I
me neither.
can't.
Me neither.
I every time I see him play, I'm like, how the fuck did that guy win a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Every time I see him play, I'm like, why is Dak Shepard playing in the NFL? Oh, how did this happen?
Talent, baby, talent.
Talent. All right, that's the docket for the week. Thanks for joining us. We're glad to be back. Anybody got anything?
Just open up your 4 o'clock schedule at your house so you can watch all these awesome games at 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of good games.
You like the Raiders game?
Tua Herbert. I'm a Dolphins fan, but even if you're not, you should be excited about Tua and Herbert.
Hey,
Herbert.
I think I was
Man,
wrong.
that Bills Cardinals game, man. That's
That's a barn burner too. Like if I could watch 2 games at the
the
same
Bengals
time, that would
Steelers
be-
game. I hope that's a good one. I mean,
The Washington football team. I want to watch them.
can't
play.
wait. That's my 1 o'clock pick. Let's go.
Woo! Washington football team, baby.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Oh wow, that was
Yeah.
really boy. I felt the
Hey,
excitement off
we,
that one.
we missed something.
Thanks for listening. I'll add it in after the
All
fact,
right.
I guess. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
Good night.
This concludes another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. Thanks for listening, and be sure to give us a review.